Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone's well. We thought we'd do the fan call-in show before the game. How's that? And then you can give your opinions on what's going to happen tomorrow evening against
one after as well,
Brighton.
mate.
We might do, yeah.
Monday, maybe.
Yeah, we probably will. But it's just nice. You know me, Mark. I like to get the old fans involved. I like to hear what they've got to say about what's going on and how they feel about it. And obviously the game tomorrow. We've still got a game tomorrow. Like I said this morning, we've still got to get behind the lads. They're our football team. We don't pick them. We don't buy them. At the end of the day, we just support what's out there on the pitch. But at the same time, it don't mean you can't have a moan up about it. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You're not a fan if you moan, or you're not a fan if you go and protest, but you go and watch the game and all that. I'm not. You know, it's people's choice if they want to go and support their football team. It's also their choice if they want to have a moan up about them. That's how I see it.
Well, to be honest, mate, if you have a moan up when things aren't good, shows you care.
Well, that's
to me it does.
Yeah. I know. I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. But look, we're going to do the old fan calling show tonight. We'll have just a couple of minutes, me and you, and then we'll stick the link in the chat. And I'm sure there'll be some people want to come on, regulars and others. And as usual, everyone's more than welcome. If you can have your camera on, that'll be great. If you can't, and we know you, that's fine. If you're new and you want to come on, that's fine. But you're going to have your camera on to start off with until we know who you are. It's as simple as that. So, Mark, how you been, mate? Obviously, we don't see too much of each other during the week. You being at work and me being on here and that. But how's your week been, mate?
It's been all right, mate. Fixed a few. Well, I haven't personally, but I can't even say supervise. We're like the safety thing, you know.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean. We just got to make sure workers don't get hurt.
Yeah, you set everything up, all the closures, all the diversions, all that stuff.
Diversion. Well, chuck cones about, chuck some signs up. You know, the road to work sign, lane narrows.
There's nothing wrong with that, mate.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. Eh?
Yeah. And there's a temporary traffic control. What's that? TCM or T, whatever it's done.
So, sounds very technical, Sheriff.
I forget what it says on the sign, mate. I know we put it up, but it's just the safety of the people that are doing the graft, mate. That's all.
Yeah, of course.
You can't have them getting run down, can you? Going out to fix roads on that.
That's it, mate. That's it.
If it requires a closure, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Traffic lights.
Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you, fella. That's all I can say. Fair play to you. Out there every day, still grafting. There you go. Should we say a few hellos, Mark, and then we'll chuck a link in, eh? Say hello to a few people. We'll blast for a few. Yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Please do. If we can get 10 tonight, we'll be on 11:50. This channel is flying, let me tell you. All because of you people. At the end of the day, you hit the button. Yeah. You're only going to hit the button if you like what you see at the end of the day and you like what you hear. And we try and be fair to everyone. So hit that button if you haven't and hit the like button to get us out there. And also at the end of the stream, make a comment. We'll always get back to you and hype the video. Apparently, that's very important now. So hype the video.
I don't know what that means, mate.
No, apparently people get a certain amount of points or something like that and they can hype different videos that they watch. Yeah. And stuff like that, and it's a points total thing.
Yeah, I've only ever seen it on my phone though, on the app on my phone. I've never seen the hype button on my laptop. Ever.
No. No, it's not a hype button. It's in the comment thing across the scroll thing.
Yeah,
across there. Yeah, at the end of the show, it comes up on there. Yeah. But there you go.
I see.
Yeah, that's where it is. So you can leave a comment. And then you just scroll across, like what you were saying to me about swiping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just same thing in that comment box, swipe it to the left, and you have all the dots up there. And if there's 4 dots, there's 4 different things, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
something like that. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, how
is the phone, before we say hello to anyone else, is the phone under control now?
Well, it's doing what I need it to do at the moment.
No,
so
that's good, then, mate.
That's the main thing.
It's been reined in, then. It's not like running wild.
No. You know, I've got YouTube on there. I've got WhatsApp on there. What else does a bloke need at the end of the day?
Nothing.
Not much. You know what I mean? I've got the weather app on there. Got to have the weather app. Got all my places that I like to go to around the world. Keep an idea of how the old temperature's going in these gaffs. And then, you know what the missus is like. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to go every bloody where. Old MacDonald had a farm. There you go. It is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Let's get on the football.
You commenting then. Logan was first in tonight.
Logan, the legend.
Yeah.
Logan is the legend. Big up to you, Logan. And I'm still having it. That pint away to Lincoln, Logan, and you still got to bring the dog. All right? It's as simple as that. We're having it large in Lincoln next season, Lincoln away.
I'll even get my sorry ass at the Lincoln, even
there you
though
go.
Miles.
There you go. There you go.
I couldn't even guess, like 200 mile.
It's got like that. Yeah, it's a bit.
But not in a minute. Lincoln is that way, isn't it?
Well, no, it's going out towards the east coast, isn't it? Out sort of up that way.
It's going up Norwich way, is it? Over that way.
It's sort of even sort of, I don't know exactly, but it's
on the edge of the it's like on the edge of the Broads, isn't it?
Yeah, up that way somewhere.
Yeah,
it's a trek up there anyway, but
bloody long way, mate.
Yeah, we'll be on our way up to Lincoln next year. We'll be on our way to Sinsel Bank. Let's have some of that.
Big up, mate. You know what the ground's called.
Sinsel Bank.
There you go. Pete.
There you go.
Big up.
Big up, Pete. Big up. I
Pete.
wonder if Pete's going to pop on tonight when the old link goes in. Pete might pop on. He's flying. You know what I mean? Arsenal going through. He's in the semis, old Pete.
Yeah, and it's the only British club as well, isn't it?
Yeah, only British club. It's going to be so difficult to be so close to winning everything and winning nothing. Just so unfortunate for Arsenal. But at least you've had a go, Pete. That's the main thing.
I won't be able to sleep.
You've had a go, mate. And
I won't be able to sleep at night.
Pete will know how we feel now when we got to the Champions League final. You know what I mean?
Well, they were in one, weren't they? They was in one a few years ago. I had a Barcelona shirt on that night.
Did you?
Just to
Go on then, let's whiz through a few. Let's whiz through a few and get talking football. Big Sporting. Big up Sporting, Stu. Big up to you.
Yeah, big up
to
you. Saying hello. Oh, here we go. Doing our job again.
Yeah, big up to you, Stu. Appreciate it.
Big
up, Guy. Guy, good evening to you, mate. Hope you're well.
Flick through a few. Lee.
Big up, Lee. Good evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. Good stuff, mate.
Oh, Lee Payne, may the force be with you.
Yeah, Payne is in. Big up to you, Lee.
Yeah, may the force be with you too.
Always the legend that is Lee Payne.
National anthem. Salute.
Ellie's in. Big up, Ellie. Thanks for sharing all the shows out as you normally do. Big up to you. We'll get a few in here tonight. Big up, Marianne. Evening to you.
The original YouTube member.
Yeah, the original.
You don't forget.
The original.
Yeah, the first one. Dominic.
Go on, Dom. Boy, oh boy, he says, is this one going to be another chattathon? Good evening, fellow sufferers. IDS, Investment Deficiency Syndrome, courtesy of Enoch. Love it. Love it. You never know. You never know, mate. We've got a busy day tomorrow, Dom, to be honest with you. You've got the weekend match day show, the Fab 3 at 9:30 in the morning.
It may be the Fab 2.
Well, it might be the Fab 2. You never know. We might have a guest. I haven't asked anyone yet, but we might do. You never know. And obviously we've got the watch along tomorrow evening, and no doubt we'll go on for a little bit longer at the end of that and talk about the game for an hour or so.
What we're doing the watch along, mate. Definitely. I'll be on the watch along. And
there
then
you
I
go.
can
Sheriff's on the watch along.
And then I can sneak to the battle cruiser afterwards.
There you go. There you go. That's all right. I'll be here, fans. I'll be here for the aftermatch. Don't you worry. While he slings off to the battle cruiser.
Yeah. Oh, did it? That's bloody YouTube again playing up.
Yeah, we did play it, Pete. We did play it, mate.
Yeah.
It was only the short one, though, Pete. The 19-second version. That's all it was. So yeah, we've got.
We're in the process of getting a sort of long, a minute one or so.
Yeah, like a new tune. We feel like we need a new tune for one of the shows. So we've got Nige working on it, but he's a busy man, and it takes time at the end of the day. So
because let's face it, mate, neither me or you are up to that task.
No, two hopes. Absolutely, two hopes.
Yeah, one of them plays golf or played golf.
There you go. Who else is in? Sensible's in.
Sensible.
Big up to you, Sensible.
Big up, mate.
The chances are Sensible, yeah. And listen, mate, it is what it is. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we don't put the players out on the pitch. We don't buy the players into the club. You can only support what's out there at the end of the day. But it don't stop you moaning and groaning about what the people upstairs are doing at the club, because ultimately they're the ones that have given the green light for these players to come in. And they've shown us, for whatever reason it is, Sensible, they ain't good enough.
Yeah.
They're not good enough.
I mean, let's face it, right?
And that's it.
You can't have 2 or 3 managers, a lot of them. Some of them had 7 or 8 managers, the way we get through them.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that the last 2 or 3 managers with various styles of play can't get a tune out of them. That sums it all up, doesn't it?
It don't look like it at the moment, Mark, does it? But it's that old word again. As Phil says, Phil mentions the word, and others as well. There's pressure now, Mark, and they can't play under pressure. They just can't. They haven't shown that they can anyway.
We ain't got the kahunas for playing under pressure.
No, we haven't. But there you go.
I'm sure we will discuss this, Lee.
Yeah. We will, Lee. We'll have a chat about this. This will be part of the show. We'll have a pick out. I've been a bit controversial in mine, to be honest with you. I put mine in a WhatsApp group earlier, Lee, and big up to you, Mario. And I changed it up a little bit, to be fair, and people will probably disagree with what I picked, but we'll talk about it during the show. And we'll see how it goes. And everyone will have a different opinion at the end of the day. Yeah,
if anyone wants to be part of WhatsApp group, you only got to email Cookie.
Yeah.
Or me.
If anyone wants to be part of the email, part of the WhatsApp group, obviously, there's a bit of bants in there. We don't want no nastiness. One thing that won't happen on this channel and in any WhatsApp group that we control is nastiness. Because as soon as it's seen, you're eliminated. There ain't no chances. There's no nothing. There's a difference between having a bit of bants, and being rude and nasty to people. And we won't have that, even if you don't agree with opinions. But if anyone, that we know that's a regular that comes into the chat here would like to become part of the WhatsApp group, you can email me, and the email is what do you call it? In the bio, Mark. In the bio.
Is yours in there, is it?
Of the channel. I believe it is.
I'll check it out.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll type it in and you'll see it come up. Yeah, I'll type my email in and then...
all right.
And then anyone who wants to get hold of me, you can email me at this address. And then if anyone's missed it, put a comment in the chat. There you go. It's just coming up now, right at the bottom. And Mark or myself will add you in. It's as simple as that.
All right, if you've done it, mate, it's a waste of time me messing about with us.
Yeah, you're more than welcome at the end of the day anyway. But like I say, keep it football. Keep it civil.
We have a laugh, don't we, in there?
And that's how it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Right, so I'm just... Oh, here we go. Lee's put his team in already.
Oh, God.
Kinski, Doggy, Van der Ven, Danzo, Spence, Polinia, Gallagher, Souza, Javi Paro, Richie, 4-2-3-1.
I'll tell you what, right? He ain't far off. He ain't far off of what I've picked. And I'll tell you the difference between what I've done there. And it'll be controversial, right? But for me, I wouldn't play Gallagher. Big up, Rain. I'd play Basuma. I'll play Paulinia in the 6. I'll play Basuma in the 8, right? And let him do what he was good at doing at Brighton, which was being a box-to-box midfielder. He can win the ball when we haven't got it, right? He can get stuck in. If you ask him to do what he's good at, which is basically he can get the ball up the pitch. He can run with the ball.
He's a runner, isn't
he? Yeah, he can run with the ball. And I think he's the only one that's more likely to get us up the pitch because he can move. When he's got his arse in gear, he can move. Yeah. He's got the insurance of Paulina behind him. When we've been playing double pivot 6s, that's not his game. His game is not picking the ball up, facing the goalkeeper and trying to these little flicks and turns and these little triangles and all that shit. That's not him. Pick the ball up mid in our half, even if it's a 5-yard pass from Paulinia. Yeah. Drive with it.
Yeah.
Get us up the field and everyone else move up behind him. Yeah. Get Xavi there. I'd have Tell out on the left. I'd have Spence at right back. I'd have Porro out on the right to get the balls in the box, get him involved. He's quite technical as well, or he can be. Yeah, and then just play Richie up front.
Yeah.
I don't know what else that I would do. That people will say play Gallagher in the 8 and leave Basuma out. Fair play if that's how they want to go. And if that was picked, I probably wouldn't be too fussed.
I haven't rated Gallagher though.
He hasn't been good since he's been here. There's no doubt about it. He's not the player we've seen, Mark.
To be honest, though, I know it's an easy thing to say, but did he stand out at Chelsea because he had quality around him? You know what I mean?
I don't know it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we ain't got no quality whatsoever.
No.
None. All our midfielders are exactly the same. They just run about a bit. There's no like play. There's no like flair player in there, is there?
No, we ain't got nothing like that.
No,
not at the moment. I mean, even Xavi, he's still got a lot to show yet. We've seen little bits and pieces, but for me, he's still way off it. He's got a long, long way to go, Xavi. But you've got to play him, Mark. There's no one else available at the end of the day.
No, what I said, we're stuck with what we got. Big up Wembers as well.
Yeah, big up Wembers. Hope you're good, mate. Pretty much, mate. Pretty much. It is, isn't it? It is what it is.
Thank you, Dominic.
There you go. I don't mind just saying, Dom, just for you, mate. It is what we are. At the end of the day, or we try to be as close to it as we can be. Because none of us know exactly what's going on in the club. We can only look from the outside.
We can only speculate, can't we?
Of course we can. But there's you got to use your barnet at times, haven't you, Dom? At the end of the day, you got to use your nut, because if you don't, surely people can see what's going on.
Yeah,
surely. That people, for me, just don't be so narrow-minded. Open your eyes a little bit and look a bit deeper into what's been going on for so long at Spurs.
I've said this several times, mate. If we do get relegated, and it's still an if, we're not down. But if we do, and there's not a mass protest at the end of the season, then I really don't know what's going to sort of bring everyone round into protesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's not 20 or 30,000 marching down the bloody high road or hanging around shouting for the board, shouting against the board, then you just will give up. Because if relegation ain't going to get people to protest, then I don't know what will.
Yeah. Mark, I don't know either, mate.
No.
I don't know either, but listen, something's got to change. You know what? I'm almost at the point now where I think to myself, and it doesn't matter now anyway. Protests don't matter this year now. It doesn't matter because the chances are we're going to go down anyway. For me, big up Phil. For me, we should be protesting going up, staying up, or going down. You know, to get these parasites out of our club.
Yeah.
Right. But
big up,
you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters now this season. I think, you know, we either stay up or we go down, and regardless, get something new going. You know, get I don't know, get a new what's the word? A gathering of people going and maybe start something else up, because it can't just be left, Mark. It can't.
No.
You know, there's got to be some form of protest along the line. We can't keep on happy clapping our way through seasons and just hoping it's going to get better.
You would have thought even Enoch realised they must do. If they can't, they must be blind if they can't see it, that they've effed up a lot.
Yeah.
So they must realise that they've got to change. Even if we finish 17th again, they must realise this ain't good enough. And they've got to do something.
Mark, do they care?
Well,
do they care? At the end of the day, you can say, look, at the end of the day, Mark, if we go down, Enoch are going to lose the best part of half of what the gaff's worth.
$2 billion.
You know what I mean? They're going to lose $2 billion out of it. So are they going to put a couple of $100 million in to make sure we either come back up again straight away? My problem with that is, Mark, is that the alignment of the club is so bad at the moment. It's not just like there's a wave of difference. It's like, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to get that straight in 8-9 weeks they've got between the end of the season and when the championship starts, if we go down, to get players in, to get players out, to change, get that DOF in, to sack Lange, to sack Peanut Edvinai, to get someone in to replace him, to get people on the board that have got a know-how about football, so that the alignment can be from top to bottom. So
that's all we ask for, mate. Bit of nous about football. You know, and I heard this on Sky Sports as well. De Zerbi, he took him to Mayfair.
Yeah. Didn't work for Tudor, did it?
No. I was going to say, he should have took him to McDonald's.
Well, we'll see tomorrow. You know, look, listen. They had the bus parade the other week with 20,000 fans there and the players on the bus.
Big up, Ghosty.
Right? That didn't work. We had Igor Tudor took them out for a meal. We saw all the photos, team bonding, all that. That never worked. Now we've got De Zerbi taking them all out to Mayfair for a nice Ponzi meal, somewhere between 30 notes an head and 130 an head, I heard.
Yeah.
Apparently. Don't know how real that is or how true that is, whatever. What are the chances that it's going to work?
It just makes them feel better.
I get why they do it. I get why they do it, Mark.
It makes them feel better for the evening.
It's a what?
Just makes them feel better for an evening.
Oh, that's great. How about making us feel better on a Saturday evening this week?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
207 miles from me, sure. And you aren't far from me. So about that.
4 hours?
If you said, Jamie, where you don't. I'm sure you have, but I just can't remember. A bit senile.
Right, Mark. Shall I stick the link in the chat?
I'll just go through, see if there's any more in here.
Go on then, mate. I'm sure there is, because we've got nearly 100 people in here now.
Yeah, the Prez is in. Big up, Phil.
Big up, Phil. Big up, mate. You're welcome to jump on, Phil. We'll stick the link in a minute, mate. Anyone's welcome to jump on. Big up, Daniel. Hope you're well, fella. Big up to you.
Kev Williams, YouTube member.
Big up, Kev. Hope you're well, mate. We are, Kev, just so you know, Marianne and everyone else that is members. Paul Brown is another one. We will start doing member shows. We're just trying to get enough members together, so like as a whole in the channel, because what happens is, unfortunately, you can't get enough people at a time that you set, or you try and set it around a few people and then others can't get there that want to get there. So we're just trying to get a bit of a bigger group of people. So for argument's sake, if there was 50 members, even if 10 of them showed up or 8 of them showed up or whatever, you've got a full screen of people that are interacting.
Well, we will do members only shows, and it won't be on YouTube. It'll just be us having a chat. It'll be like
we can do it that way as well. They don't have to go onto YouTube if you don't want.
Well, what we because no, Savas never goes out on YouTube, does it? When he does his calling shows, it's like a private thing. I'm not sure you set all that up. But
no, we'll work it out. We'll work it out, but we will get there. I'm just letting you know we will all get there. We will get there with it. We're not the best with technology. We've still got to do the draw for the 1,000 subscribers. That's got to be done as well. We've got to work out how to do the ticking clock, the whirly thing, get you all in on it, and you know, and do it like that. So it will be done.
Do you know? We were talking about this the other day, weren't we, on the phone?
Yeah, we was.
And you said, and I forgot what you said to me. It's because we ain't got a clue how to do the whirly clock thing.
No, can't even work out how to get a clock up for the watch-alongs. I can't even work out how to do that. That's how fit I am personally. But listen, we'll get there in the end. We'll have help from people. Yeah. And hopefully, you know, next season things will look a lot better when we do shows. You know?
Well, this is what we're going to do in the off season, isn't it? When the season's done,
we'll get some stuff sorted out.
Apart from going to Portugal.
Yeah, going to Portugal. Don't forget, and I will have it right as well. The season's end is nearly here, and although whatever division we're in, we'll have all the build up for next season. We'll also be doing plenty of these nostalgia shows. Yeah, we've had such a good feedback from people that I've had messages in the YouTube studio about saying how emotional it was for people. Just things that Ellie and Brian and Nigel were saying triggered memories of in their lifetime that, you know, may not be right at the forefront of their mind, but it's just triggered something in the back of their head. And people said they were sitting on their sofas crying their eyes out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what, you know, memories is everything at the end of the day. Whatever's going on at the moment, you know, memories are great things to think about when you're going through a dodgy time with your club. Big up Nita.
Yeah, big up Nita, big up Tots.
Big up Tots. Are you well, mate? Are you well?
MK Dave.
Big up Dave.
Mate. Oh,
are you well, mate?
Oh, but I'm sure you put it in. Surreal's in.
Go on, Surreal. Are you well, mate?
Oh.
Nigel's in. Big
Head
up
of
to
Technology's
you,
here.
Welcome to jump on, Nigel, if you want. I know you might want a break, mate. There's the email address.
There's Cookie's email.
All right, so you can email that. And if you want to become a member and join the WhatsApp group, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, all you got to do is email. Say it's, I don't know, your username off of here.
Yeah.
You know, and just put your phone number in, because we don't want you to put phone numbers in the chat.
No, we don't want phone numbers in the chat or anything like that. So,
we don't want that.
And I'll promise anyone who sends their phone number to me, it doesn't go anywhere else apart from in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. So they'll be, as they get added, they'll be deleted from my phone. I won't even keep hold of them. So you can be assured of that. They'll just be in the WhatsApp group, and that's it.
Cookies,
of course you can, Lisa. Just email me.
Just
email me, and I'll sort it out.
Email that one.
That's it.
I thought it was too awful.
Oh yeah, it is. Shit, it is. That's wrong.
Forget that.
It's not 224. It's 244.
Mark Cook 244 at gmail.com.
Yeah, that's my typing. I do apologise. Yeah, Mark Cook 244 at gmail.
I'll type it in again, mate.
Yeah, I'll put it in again while Mark's
chatting. It's a small M as well, isn't it?
Well, it don't matter. It'll take you there.
Does it? Are you sure?
Well, yeah. Well, maybe it is a small M. I don't know.
It is a small M. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll do it with a small M. There you go. I'll do it with a small M. Mark will talk you through it, and then We're all done. I'm nearly there. Here we go. Oh, 2 for 4. There's the one. That's correct. That is the correct one. Right at the bottom. Scrub that one at 8:16. That's wrong. That's my fault. I do apologise. That's the wrong one.
That's how up with the technology we are.
That's it. Right. Yeah, that's out the window, that one.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. There you go, Pete. That's all we got to do. And Pete, that might be the wrong email, so you might have to do it again, just so you know. Mark, if you click on the one at the bottom, right at the bottom of the chat, I've put it in again, just so it's on the screen, and we'll come back up to here. I know where we are at Lisa Davis-ish up there at the wrong one. So
bloody WhatsApp message just come through now. Luke. Oh, here we go. That's the one there.
There you go. That's the one. You can get me there, and then we can sort it out from there. All right.
Yeah, all you got to do is say highest new YouTube username.
Yeah.
And
stick your number in,
like YouTube username and your number.
Yeah. That's
you
it.
Say hello if you want. You don't have to.
There you go. Sorted. So we were, Mark, somewhere about round there. How's that?
Oh yeah, but I'm just trying to. Here we go. Yeah, I'm back with it now. Right, let's go through it and see if there's anybody else in here.
Do you want me to do the mega click, Mark? I can do the mega click like this. Look, watch. Big up, Drula. Dominic, Steve, absolutely. So this is great, isn't it? Hey, Sonny. Sonny's in the house. Big up to you, Sonny. We said hello to Lee, but we'll do it again. Have some of that 10-man ATB, or should that be AVB? Who knows? Big up to you, 10. Carl's in. Big up to you, Carl. Nige. Big up to you. Phil's in. Nita. Big up to you, Nita. Claire's in. Big up to you, Claire. Thanks for being in. Del Boy. Absolutely flying here. Guys in, as we know.
How are you
Kev's
doing?
In. Big up, Kev. Nice to see you. Danger's in. Big up to see you, Dangers. Scotty Boy's in. Big up to you, Scotty. Nice to see you. Who else we got? Tom Kingham. Big up to you, Tom. Thanks for being in, mate. Corey's in. Another failed upload. Big up to you, Corey. Nice to see you. Brownie's in. Big up, Brownie. Mr. M's in. Big up, Mr. M. Nice to see you, mate. Jane's in. Big up, Jane. Hope you're well today, Jane. Lovely to see you in. Who else we got here? I'm scrolling. Oh, Scott, who's in here? Scotty's in. Big up, Scotty. There you go. Sod him. Don't worry about him, Scott. I'm the one that matters. There you go. There's the email again, just for anyone who hasn't seen it. Get on that and we'll sort it. Rain's in. Big up to Rain. Luca's in. Big up, Luca. Lovely to see you. The man they call Joey Barton's in the house. I want to see him on this stream tonight. Get in. Anthony's in. Big up to you, Anthony. Nice to see you, mate. And our old mate, the Stoics, in. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't know how he done that. He went mad there for a minute.
What can I say? Listen, Phil. I've got to say, right, the sheriff says to me, Cookie, come on, man. You got to try and get with it a bit, right?
I've never said that, mate. I've just tried to encourage you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He encourages me, to get in here, and he says to me, Cookie, just get in there, press buttons. Worst ways, you can go back. You're all right. It don't matter if it's wrong. So I'll go in pressing buttons, Phil. Yeah? And I've learned over the past couple of weeks, as you know from the breakfast show in the morning, to bang them out like that, especially when we get behind. And that's what I do. So there you go. So I might have to take this saying hello to everyone over. Because
I believe you might have to, mate.
That's what I'm saying.
We just wasted 35 minutes saying hello to everybody.
Yeah, but I did the last bit in a minute.
Am I sacked of head of technology?
Never, Sheriff. You'll never be sacked. Trust me. Big up to Claire. Hope you're well, Claire. Hope you're
downgraded then.
No, you'll never be downgraded, mate. Never in a million years. It'll never happen. Let me tell you. And let me tell everyone else, the link is in the chat.
There you go.
If
Look,
anyone wants to come on and say your piece.
Look, I didn't even do anything. It's normally me that. It used to be me that did all that.
Get in. There you go. So the link's in the chat. If you want to come and say hello, if you want to come and talk Tottenham, of course you're most welcome. And
here already, look.
And here we go.
Here already.
Here we go. Super Dave's in. And I've got to say, here comes Guy as well. Guy's in as well.
Hello, boys and girls.
Super Joey Barton's in the house as well.
No, big up, Joey.
I know how
Evening,
Joey. He ain't happy. I hate Joey. He might have chilled because he's had 24 hours since. He said to me yesterday, he said, Cookie, I'm not coming on your show, mate. He said, I'm going to blow a gasket. So it might be the gasket blowing set tonight.
I'm determined not to.
Scott is in as well. Big up to you, Scott. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, if Cookie has the tech solved, how long until this becomes the One Mark show? That's
never.
He's
It's never going to happen, Scott. I'm telling you. Right, this geezer up here this way. Is it that way or that way? Whatever way it is.
Whichever one, mate.
It's that way, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Yeah, this geezer, mate. Honestly, without him and Nige, this channel wouldn't run, Scott. Trust me. I just sit here and talk, mate, whether it's Tottenham or bullshit, whatever it is, or both.
He knows two languages, boys and girls. 2 languages.
Oh, my word. Here we go. Right, let me tell you, lads. Yeah, right. Be nice tonight, everyone. All right, be nice. Let's talk Tottenham. All right. Now, I'm going to say hello to all of you. Dave, thanks for coming in. Joey, appreciate it, mate. Scotty M, as always. Rain's in the house. Guy's in the house. I've got no doubt there may be more people that come in the house. But we're going to talk a bit of... I've got to click on this comment, Mark.
You crack on, mate.
Right. I've got to click on this. Have some of that. Oh my word! We're going to have fun.
More like the Brady Bunch from Temu.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go.
Wish.
Yeah.
The Wish Brady Bunch. Yeah.
Oh dear. Listen, we're here to talk Tottenham, of course. There we go. Guy, I think I've got your name written down, numbered somewhere, but I'll write it down again.
Just in case. In case. Because I might have given it to you wrong. You never know, because unfortunately I can't email my number because what the sectors that I work in.
Look at this. Look, we've got royalty in here tonight as well. What's going on?
Oh, big up, Dave.
Yo, I know you did.
The bouncers in the house. We've got security. Yeah. You can say what you want. It's all right.
I just had to go on an Arsenal show, for God's sake.
Oh, fun times.
Whose channel was that, Dan? Who did you go
on? Catch's channel.
Don't know.
What's it called?
No Catch.
Name's gone off top of my name's gone off top of my head, but what he calls it now. Just had to go on there for 2 hours.
Did you have fun, Dan?
Oh, of course I do. It's always fun when I'm still I accept what we are. We're shit. No one can rip into it because I actually accept what we are, and then I can totally prove that they're going to screw their season. And he's going to owe me £200 at the end of the season. Ooh. So I'll still make sure I have my fun out of it.
That's it, mate.
Oh, happy birthday, Jane.
Oh, Jane, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Jane. Happy birthday, Jane. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Jane. Hope you have a great day. Have a great day. He looks a lot more like the Waltons. Brilliant. Love it. Love it. Right, let's get into it. Let's talk a bit of football. Listen, I'll ask a question. You lot crack on, all right? Because it's all about you at the end of the day. And someone taught me that. He's down in the bottom right-hand corner. And he said to me, Cookie, when you have panel shows, just remember, ask the question, sit back, relax, have your whatever's your favourite, do flange, and let them get on with it. That was the Danny Hotspur. That's what he told me to do. So that's what I do. So, people, what's going to change tomorrow against Brighton? Anyone can go first.
Nothing. I don't think anything's going to change. I think that we're going to lose 2-0. I'm not going to the game because I'm actually doing my first ever Power League game in 8 months. So that was fun training today. But yeah, I mean, look, we are going against one of the teams that have got it's the best form in the Premier League at the moment, and we're pretty much the worst. I don't expect much from this game at all. I really don't. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Because unfortunately, from what I've seen and all season, I'm not expecting much at all.
Fair play, Guy. Fair play. Anyone else who wants to go next? Who would like to go next?
I don't see much change. I think we've reached that point now where I'm going to be surprised if there's any going back. I'm not saying it's impossible, but genuinely, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see where we get a point from in the next games. It just, nothing for me shows there is light at the end of the tunnel. People can talk about, yeah, just be positive, whatever else. I can't help it. I'm realistic. I'm a realistic person. And honestly, I just don't see no change. I can't see where I can get this hope from. I can't, at least when I do the lottery, I know there's a chance of 1 in 50 that I get a number in there. I look at Spurs and I'm not even like 1 of a million of getting it in there. I don't see it. I want to see it. I want someone to give me my fucking Bible or something, yeah, because I ain't seeing this shit. So I don't see no change.
Getting on your knees and praying isn't a plan.
No, I just have a drink instead.
Yeah, go for it, mate. But yeah, like you said, we've been in a death spiral, man. We've been in a death spiral for a very long time. We really have.
Since Chelsea under Ange, we've been in that spiral.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long this has been going on. I mean, probably before, but
I agree.
If you look at results, that's how long this spiral downward has been going on.
Well,
well, losing's been normalised. And it's one of those things of paralysis via analysis. These guys don't have the mentality, so they're overthinking games. They're doing bad passes. They're overthinking their game. They're passing it into complete empty spaces. We've been doing a little bit better on passing, I guess, quasi cohesive football. But the problem is that one of the biggest issues with us as a team is we lack cohesiveness. This is the reason why I said that we would lose against West Ham. Same reason I said that we would lose against Forest. Same reason I said we would lose against Sunderland and we'll lose against Leeds and Brighton, because they are just more cohesive than us.
Well, we can't defend, we can't attack, we can't score, we can't win at home. So it's the perfect time to play at home the informed team in the league, right?
Yeah, exactly. Bring it on, bro.
5 out of 6, isn't it?
Do you know one way I reckon we have a chance? Yeah, and this is a long shot.
If we Brighton coach breaks down,
no. If we manage to get Maddison back with 4 games left, then I think we have that little bit of chance. Why? Because he gives us something that this team has off of no player, and that is chemistry. Yeah, all right, Simmons has made a couple of goals, but let's just be real, he's been shit all season as well. Yep. I think if we get Maddison back with 4 games to go, it gives us that little bit of chemistry there where this team has none at all. And I think that could give us our only chance of creating something up front, basically. That, I think, is our only chance. And do I see that happening? No. But I think that's our only chance of getting any chemistry.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think Dan brings up a good point, and the reason why I think everybody's saying nothing's going to change is because the problems at this club, the players, can't be changed now. We missed the opportunity. And for too long, the club has ignored that fact and pretended that the players were fine. It was everything else that was a problem, and tried to change that. And we haven't addressed what we actually need to address to have change, which is changing these players who aren't good enough. And as Dan says, the only chance we have of getting change that we need to help us is getting somebody back from injury. So I don't see. I said for a long time, this isn't a manager problem, it's a player problem. And if you don't replace the players, then you're not going to see change. And we're sadly at the point where we missed that opportunity. We wasted that opportunity for years, and certainly wasted that opportunity in January. So now we have to hope that Madison not only can come back, but is going to somehow be able to come back and be at the level he was. Because I think we all know that it's the likelihood of him coming back and being where he was this season is about 0, and next season even may be under question. So that's where we are. It's just, as Guy will hate me saying it, blind hope, right? We're blind hope is where we're at.
It's all right, mate. I can't argue with hope. You can't argue with hope.
Of course not. Right. I'm going to press a button here and bring this lad in, right? I don't know who it is. He gets one chance, right? Be good, Cobson. Be good. Because if you're not, you're out. And I don't know who you are. You get one chance.
Kick that nigga bitch off the plane!
Yeah.
That's it.
Move it, Mark.
What
We
the
knew
hell
that was
was
going to
that?
happen, right?
Well, right, there you go.
At least you know
Marcus is
now.
coming in. There you go. Marcus is in. Leave him out. Just lose him, Mark.
Wow. Oh,
Everyone gets a chance. Marcus
Hang on.
is in. Who's
to
been a
return,
regular.
I need to connect to
He's
YouTube.
gone now. He's gone. That's it.
Yeah.
He's gone.
If you-
Right. Okay. Let's get back onto the football. Marcus, welcome in. Who was next? Who wanted to comment next?
Well,
Joe,
I just had something come up now. All guests are required to authenticate.
There you go.
Well, I don't know.
There you
I
go.
don't know why I pressed something wrong on it.
Whatever. It is what it is. Can't do anything about it now. Yeah, carry on talking, chaps, about the game tomorrow. I know you've sorry that Cobson took me to what I didn't know it was. I was trying to work it out.
Yeah, that's
And,
what I was saying. I put in a private chat, stick your camera on me.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, back to the football anyway. Let's not get by the way, tonight, before, if anyone leaves before the end of the stream, we will finish tonight as well on your favourite memory of Tottenham Hotspur, the old White Hart Lane, because we ain't finishing on talking about bloody Enoch all night. We talk about them all night, but we're not finishing on that note. Yeah, carry on, people. Brighton tomorrow. What's going to change? I think Scott and Joey were talking about it, and Rain. We haven't heard from you yet, and Dave up the top. And obviously Marcus. Rain, what do you think tomorrow? Is anything going to change, mate?
You know how I've been called negative, right?
Of course.
I've been called, and that's because I like Scott. I'm quite analytical, right? I look and I actually try to sort of dig into what's going on rather than looking at what's. But I'm also, do you know what? I'm a hopeless romantic. I've put down that we're winning 1-0 tomorrow on my predictions. I do I'm in a charity prediction league with a mate who runs like this charity for a thing called Sands. If you know, you know. And I've got us winning 1-0. I always think Spursy, right? And Spursy is basically being a contrarian. If you think we're going to be good, then we're going to be rubbish. And everyone is saying we're going to be absolutely pants. And this team, this club,
It's a club.
It's a club. If everybody's now on, we're going to be pants, they'll go, we'll get a result this time. And then everyone will be like, oh, we've turned the corner. And then they'll go back to losing again. I think this might be the game that gets people's hopes up before they come crashing down.
And then push everyone off the edge of the cliff again with a rope on, yeah.
I loved all that preamble. You were like, I've been called negative. I'm like, Scott, I look at the games, I'm analytical, and you know what? I just believe.
I bet you said the same before Forest as well.
You can't argue with trend, can you?
Yeah, you can't. You can't argue with hope, faith, or belief, man. It's just something you can't argue against. I mean, I rate it.
So that's where I am. It all depends on who's playing to. I'll tell you one thing. One thing that I haven't heard. I haven't been on YouTube a lot. I've been very, very busy. I haven't heard anybody talking about De Zerbi's press conferences. He is absolutely smashing them out. He's saying absolutely all the right things about leadership, about it's the players, about the fact that it's nothing about tactics. You know, they have to remember who they are and deliver. He's saying absolutely all the right things. Whether it translates to, you know, an increased level of quality on the pitch, I don't know.
I think the most telling thing is going to come out in his Sky Sports interview that he's done, where I think he says it won't be relegation that determines whether he stays. It will be the board and his relationship with them. So that's his get out of jail free card, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that normal, though? Isn't that normal?
There you go. So he's already laying the foundations, in my opinion, to walk away.
Yeah. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't walking nowhere. If that man walks out of this club, even if we get relegated, he's a dickhead, mate. Look at the money he has got on that table. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. And we ain't got the money. If we go down, we ain't got the money to kick him out. We ain't got the money to kick him out if we get relegated.
Oh, this club, man, this club.
This is what I mean, and this is why I love having these things, because like Joey's saying it from his point of view, Dan's saying it from his point of view. No one has to have a massive argument. It's just a difference of opinion, and it gets talked out. And this is what I don't understand, where, you know, we all get labelled the same. Oh, you're Enoch out, and everyone thinks that people in, you know, the, if you like, the Enoch out world, or the people that want change, can't have a disagreement, like, not a disagreement, but an opinion difference. But we do. There's lots of difference of opinions on here, I think, and I think it's what makes these shows at the end of the day.
Can I just say, mate, I think this man in the chat is a troll.
Okie dokie.
No.
This geezer here.
Yeah, this guy. I'm telling you, this guy.
He's always trolling me about going to work.
Can I disagree with Nita as much as I love her comments? I don't think that was the turning point for our club. I think the turning point for our club, if I'm gonna pin a tail on this donkey, was when Daniel Levy got Van der Vaart, and everybody was like, "This is fantastic," but I think that sparked a little something in that man that made him think that he could. Where if you look at before that, we were getting rational players, Berbatov, Modric, we were getting rational players, right, into our club. We were getting Jermaine Defoe. You know, we were getting Michael Carrick. We were getting players into our club, and after that, you get the you know, Kevin and you know, all of these value players. For me, if I was to say this is when the club started to go downhill, it was when we got a value player in Van der Vaart, and I think it made it gave a little twinkle in Mr. Levy's eye that maybe he could do these kind of deals.
I think it was Bale. And that's why we've got all these kids now. He bought a kid, he bought him cheap, turned him into the best player in the world and the most expensive player in the world. And he thought, oh, I could do this again. And the likes of Archie Gray and all that are the legacy from that Bale sale.
5 million to 100 million. Yeah.
The other way to look at this, I think a few people need to step back a second and have a look at it. If you go back to the times that we got Berbatov, who was Berbatov? He was a promising player. Nothing more, nothing less. Defoe, we got him because West Ham went down. Carrick, up-and-coming player. In a way, you can say he had no different. He had a slightly better relation than maybe even Archie Gray, basically. An up-and-coming player. That's all he was. Most of these players that we got, even down to the point where we got Alderweireld, he wasn't classed as nothing special, as why he was sitting on loan to Southampton. As they came to Spurs, they then became quality players and then went on from there. And the other thing is, back then, when we was able to get a Berbatov, when you was able to bring in a Defoe, when you was able to bring in there was players like that to go around, where the big clubs didn't have to come in and take those players. because there was bigger players out there. There was real world-class players out there. There was quality players out there. This is why when you go back that far in the league, you can pretty much name that usually 15 out of the 20 in the teams all had a relatively good strike force, or they had at least one solid striker. Why? Because there was enough strikers to go around. There was enough good ones to go around. Now you've got maybe 2 world-class strikers on the planet, and then the rest of the good ones, there's just not enough to go around anymore. Whereas you go back in the years, even the smaller teams had good players and was able to get good players in because there was enough good players to go about. The Man U, the Arsenal, and whoever else, Chelsea and whatever, they didn't need to go get the good players because there was plenty of quality players to go around as well, which left plenty of good players for clubs like us to get. Now, football's gone downhill. There's few and far between.
Fair play. Someone's got something on in the background. If they can turn it down a little bit, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's someone's telly or something like that. That's it. It's gone now. Obviously, you can turn it up a little bit, but it was a bit loud. Great points, Dan. I've got to say, let me bring in Marcus. Let him have a word. Probably at work. He's got his looks like he's got his jacket on. Probably transferring a load or something like that, waiting to come back. There you go. See, how did I know? How did I know? Big up to you, Marcus. Ain't spoke for a couple of weeks.
Boys.
We all good, Marcus.
We all good. It's been a while. Sorry to, these commitments of work. We love it.
Work's got to be done, mate.
That's it,
yeah. Currently in Reading at the minute. So
in Reading.
Yeah, Tesco's.
Lovely. Marcus, how are you feeling about tomorrow, mate? We haven't spoke to you for, I don't know how long it's been now, but at least a week.
Scared.
Scared, yeah. I mean, where are we now?
Isn't it?
Where are we now for you, Marcus? I mean, is it last chance saloon now tomorrow?
I don't know. We just seem to pin our hopes up on pretty much every game, and it just goes, pardon the language, it just goes to shit every time. The first game that he played, I didn't see any change. It seemed to have been worse. So, I thought he was being brought in to make a change. Doesn't seem to have made any change. And hopefully he's coming back tomorrow, because I think he's going to, he's not going to change the world, but I think we might stand a better chance of having him around, because you know what Madders is like. He's awesome. He really is. Been missed. Be nice to have Kulusevski back as well, though, but yeah.
Madders ain't going to be nowhere fit, though, is he?
They feel like it seems like they've been away for ages. Well, they haven't they? Long time now.
I mean,
just a knock.
I doubt Madders will even be on the bench.
Yeah, true.
They reckon Madders could be back in the lineup, just in the team, the matchday squad in 2 weeks.
Right, interesting. It's interesting. Does Madders make any difference if we can get him back, chaps?
He'll only be on for 15, 20 minutes.
I don't think he'll have enough time to be match fit to make any difference, really.
Too late. Match fitness is a big thing. He's got to get momentum. There's not enough time. There's just not enough time. We've run out of time. But yeah, I was at that Sunderland game. I decided to go. I had a great day out in Sunderland, apart from the game. That was nice. But yeah, I didn't see any change. I'm not expecting change, but if Madders comes back, he's going to have to be match fit, isn't he? He's going to have to be match fit, but he's not going to be, unfortunately. He's really not. And coming from a massive injury like that, I don't expect him to be top form for a long time.
No. I'll be shocked. Again, I think towards the last 2 or 3 games, you might see him included, but in the match day squad. But I don't think it's going to make like you all say, it's not going to make any difference, because he's not going to be match fit. He's going to be way off of it, way off of it. But
do we want to rush him back? Do we want to rush him back?
And that's it. That was what I was just going to say. That was what I was going to say.
What do you care about more, Maddison's career or Tottenham? I know what I care about more, and it ain't Maddison's career. Look, if we can just bring him on with 15 minutes to go as that number 10, as that playmaker, old school playmaker, and say, mate, I don't need you to go nowhere. Just be there. and just know where to pass the bloody ball.
Yeah.
That is how you can use him. Yes, obviously it'll help if he's match fit and everything else, but you don't need to be totally match fit to do that. If he's still got his passing brain and can still pass that, even if he stands there as a dead spot in the number 10 position, it's 10 times more than what we have with Simmons or anyone else, basically. He could get us that open pass that even Solanke or Mawane could get it in the back of the net. Because I think that is our biggest problem. This is not on paper the worst Spurs team I have ever seen. Not at all. But when it comes to playing as a team, it is the worst Spurs team I've ever seen. There is no chemistry in it whatsoever. At least with Maddison, even if he stands in a dead spot number 10 playmaker position, you still have that bit of chemistry of a chance that he can put a direct ball through. He can put a ball over the top. He can put that short ball that can come in. It gives you that little bit of chance that we just have not got. Bring him on with 15 minutes to go if we're 1-0 down or whatever. It gives you that chance that we haven't got.
Or, Dan, to add to that, what you just said, have that shot.
Yeah, that as well.
Edge of the
we
box.
know he's got the capability. Yes, I agree.
You know, so, yeah, if he's back, mate, and they can get 15, 20 minutes out of him for 2 or 3 or 4 games, then so be it. You know, like Dan says, I'd rather have him on the pitch than off of it at the end of the day. Anyone else got anything to say about Maddison?
I'm just curious. Maddison wasn't playing that well before he got injured, or towards the end of that season, and yet everybody's very, very excited. You know, and you know, I hope he comes back and smashes it out. But I don't know. Is this the classic case of a player doesn't play and gets better in people's heads because he hasn't played? Or for me,
we know he's got the capability in it. We know he has got the capability. I agree with what you said. He hasn't been up to standards, whatever, even on the last few games he was playing. But we know he has got that capability. There's no one else at Spurs that does.
And being fresh as well might help. You know, put that little bit of bounce in his step.
Yeah, he was playing very deep, wasn't he? He wasn't playing as a 10.
He's got to play as a 10, hasn't he? He's got to play as... if you want to get the best out of him, he's got to play as that 10. You know, for me, he has anyway.
I think the most important position in our team right now is somebody to sit in the D of the bloody penalty area and stop other players just wandering into the D and into the top of our penalty area and scoring stupid goals. We've got
a great player that does that. His name's Paulinho, but he never plays.
Do you know what I mean? So many stupid goals in that position, and yet, like Dave said, like we don't put Paulinho or anyone. I don't care. Anyone, just go. Your job is to stand there and stop anyone coming in.
Yeah.
Don't let if anybody comes in, just shepherd them out. Just shepherd them out, and then go back to the D. Don't get dragged away. Don't do what I'm going to mention his name. Don't do what Gray did and get distracted and pulled into the penalty area. Your job, you don't leave that D. That D, you literally, it's like there's a barrier around that D. Yeah, you cannot move out of it. If somebody's a yard outside it, they're fine. You can't touch them, right? Just stay in that bloody D.
But you're right. Oh, sorry. I was just about to say you're right. Because our defensive shape off the ball, we don't keep defensive shape. You're right. Someone gets dragged into it, and then all of a sudden there's open space. Kapow, goal, concede. It's silly. It's just silly.
Why is it now with 3 managers on the trot that Simmons and Paulinho have been sort of left out of the team? 3 managers on the trot now.
That tells you something, Dan. Three managers that have got 3 differing styles, and none of them rate him. That tells you something. Well, to me, it does.
I think it's for different. I think with Paulinho, they're worried about they see how weak we are going forward, and they get worried that if we have Paulinho in there, he doesn't help us. Not realizing that Gray and Bergvall and Sarr also don't help us going forward. But you know for sure, like Bergvall or Paulinho, we love him. He's great. I think that, but he does have limits going forward, and I think that with him, managers are worried that he limits them too much going forward, and they need to manufacture attack and goals because our attack is so weak. With Simmons, I think we read it beforehand. There seems to be a bit of an attitude, maybe, and I'm not saying necessarily a bad attitude. I think he's a good player who knows he's good and maybe thinks he's too good from what he's shown this year, but I think so. I think it's two different reasons why they're out. I just wanted to quickly add on when Rain was describing that player and Paulinho, what I think Paulinho does that we need is he makes the game easier for other players defensively.
Yes,
he makes it easier for other players. And Madison, when he's on, and I think personally, I thought when Madison, it's a low bar, was our best player last season. A very low bar. There wasn't much competition. But I think Paulinho defensively makes the game easier. Doesn't mean that he's perfect, but he makes it easier for the attack, for the defenders behind him. He makes it easier for the other midfielders around him because he cleans up a lot of their messes. James Madison would be a guy we'd hope, I think Dan was kind of alluding to it, right? Making those passes, making the game easier for the players in attack. We don't have anybody on our team other than Madison who makes it easier for the other players around them to play. But I think Paulinho is not playing because managers, when they come in here, are so worried about how am I going to get this group of players to score goals, and that they overthink it.
But we're not privy to what goes on in training, are we? We don't see who turns up late. We don't know if Paulinho's got a little niggle or any. We're not privy to that. We're just sat getting our information off of X and whatever websites we all choose to read.
Half of that's a load of crap anyway, isn't it?
And I look personally, devil's advocate is we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I personally can't stand Xavi. I'd sell him tomorrow. I don't know what the loving with that man is amongst fans, and you can look at the chat here. And sorry if this offends anyone. His return of 4 assists and 1 goal. When you look at, and you'll all slag off Sarr. Sarr has 1 more goal but 1 less assist. So let's get it in a bit of perspective. He isn't the world beater that everyone thinks he may well be. He's a good player, fine, but for this league, I'm not so sure that he's the right fit.
You know what? With this league, I can agree with you because I've got my questions with him as well. I don't think he's quite got the physicality for this league. I think stick him in the Spanish or the German league, Italian league, French league, I think he'd do fine. I just haven't seen nothing this season to see him as that he's got the physicality for it. He gets knocked off the ball just as easy as Gray, Bergvall, and the others and that. I mean, you mentioned Sarr there. I'd rather have Archie Gray on the pitch than Sarr. I think Sarr is that poor of a player. I think he's in the wrong sport. He should be going to the Olympics and doing the running around the tracks.
I'm not suggesting he's the answer. I'm not suggesting he's the answer. He's terrible. But the stats are the stats.
And the stats say that Simmons is our best playmaker at the moment. That is how bad we are at the moment.
That's fit. Yeah. When you look at his return, that shows you that it doesn't really realistically matter who the manager is. When you look at the stats of these players and what they're offering in games and their return on games, that squad is so bad. There is no wonder we're getting relegated.
I mean, I don't even know why we got Simmons. Did we get him to actually play that 10 role, or did we get him to take Son's place? Because the way he played out in Germany, he played a bit of both. But he actually played, if I remember right, more games as the inside forward and scored just as many goals and set up just as many goals. That's where I have questions of, did we actually get him as that 10? Or did we get him to take Son's place? Now, I think personally, go and get him to take Son's place. I think you might see more of a player out of him there. Because I've seen him do both sides. I've seen him be playmaker wide, 10 and inside forward. I think we had the idea of possibly getting him in for Son's place because we weren't expecting Maddison to be out for a season. But it's just an idea.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think you're completely correct. I think you're completely correct. One, he's not acclimated to the Prem, and unfortunately, we don't have time for him to acclimate to the Prem. I do agree that he's better as an inside forward. In the 10, he's been, when we played him in the 10, he's been okay-ish. It's one of those things, it's because of our injuries, and I don't like to use excuses here, but we're just chucking players on the pitch because we've got no other players in it.
Well, we're now at a point where we've actually got we've got we haven't got that many players that are actually out anymore. I mean, we've got
back to about 19, isn't it?
We've got key players, because we've only got one right winger and he's out. We don't have a left winger, so it doesn't matter whether they're in or out. We don't really have a striker, so actually we've got lots of players back, but we still got loads. We've still got positions which aren't getting filled because pure and simple, we've got a rubbish squad. It's but the thing with Simmons, he hasn't got the pace. He definitely hasn't got the pace, right? If you watch him, he's not quick, and he'll never have the power to be on the wing in the Premier League. He'll get away with it, doing rinky dinks on the inside, Dan, like you're saying, as an inside forward or sort of drifting into the 10. But out wide in this type of Premier League, he's just going to get bullied. He's just going to get bullied.
Play him as more of a Son role. He hasn't quite got the pace that Son had, and he's not, I'm saying, Son standards. But if you were to compare them to each other, I think he's got a bit more creativity than Son had. And his pace might not be up to the same standards as Son, basically. But I agree with what you said. I think more play him as the inside forward to cut in. He's got a shot. He hasn't got the power, but I think that is where we might see something out of him. Because in the middle, like I said, he gets knocked off the ball just as easy as Gray, just as easy as Bergvall, Sarr. That is the problem with what we've got in a lot of our team. We've got no bollocks in it. We've got no man in it. It's basically
all
like
very lightweight
on the pitch.
Yeah,
very lightweight.
I remember watching that game. Sorry, I watched that game with a Newcastle fan when we were playing Newcastle, and he was like, "We are just bullying your players off the ball. We are literally just pushing your players off the ball." And I was like, "Yeah, that happens. That happens. Yeah, it happens. That's normal."
Can I ask a question as we're talking about players? I was trying to go through yesterday and today. Because I think De Zerbi made a massive mistake playing Graham Bergvall last week in the spine of the midfield. But no, before the game, though, not after the game, right? We was saying beforehand, what is he doing? Do you know what I mean? What's going on? And then it got to half time, and he still never changed it, and I couldn't understand what he was trying to do. But there's another player that is available for Spurs, and to me, in the situation that we're in, and some people may not agree, right? But I've already said that tomorrow I would make sure Paulinho plays to screen the back four, to win the ball and to give it. There's one player that is a natural box-to-box player. Yeah, that was his job at Brighton before he come to Spurs. Spurs very rarely played him in that position because they didn't. He was either in a double pivot or he was playing as a 6, and it's not him, right? Now, Scott's shaking his head, right? Scott, I'm not saying is the answer. I'm saying he's the only natural player available that can play box to box and advance us up the pitch with him running through the ball. Listen, it may not be the ideal thing. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying I would do that, but he is another player that's available. What are your thoughts on that, everyone?
Well, I'll say this, Mark. There's no great option there. That's the one thing I'll say. I'm shaking my head because I think Bissouma is the example. I think it was Rain who said, when you're not playing very much, you kind of are elevated up. Yes. And I think we've seen Bissouma for, is it 4 seasons now that he's been
a long time? Yeah.
And he has been awful the whole time. Some of it might not have been his fault, but you would think that at some point he would have shown something. I know people point to like one Europa League final game, which was the worst game of football perhaps ever played in the history of the game. But I look, Bissouma, if you're saying Bissouma, Gray, Sarr, like they're all terrible options. I think it has to be Gallagher, even though he's been poor. Only because he's at least been good recently, like at some point more than 4 years ago. But it's a terrible, it really is a terrible option. You're not choosing who's the best. You're choosing who's the least worst option in this case. So that's why I do think there's a little bit of Basuma hasn't been playing. Let's remember what he was in Brighton, but that's 4 years ago, and I think that Basuma sadly has
Brighton
gone.
Basuma.
That's my concern.
Brighton Basuma's a very different player to Tottenham Basuma, isn't he?
I agree, Joey.
That's because he's played. Look how we've played him, yeah? If you look at over 80% of the mistakes he made for Spurs, they were all defensive mistakes. They was all spur of the moment defensive mistakes. He's not a box-to-box defender. You've got two types of a box-to-box player. You've got the box-to-box defensive player who sits a lot deeper and runs the ball up. And then you've got the one who sits a lot higher and runs the ball up further. He's that sort of box-to-box.
Yeah.
And every time, bar maybe one or two, that he actually played that way for us, he actually looked respectable, at least. Every time we played him to have a defensive mentality, it took him to the cleaners. He's not a defensive-minded player in any means or manner. Now, I'm not saying he's been good since he come to us. He has been one of my biggest letdowns since we got him at the club, because I was happy when we got him. Because when we got him, even Liverpool was looking for him. Arsenal were looking at him. Man U looking at him. A lot of teams were looking at him. He was a very good player when we got him. But some players are just not as adaptable as others. And one thing he is not is adaptable to a defensive mentality. He's not a defensive type of player. Whenever we played him to push forward and attack, he done better. So if we've got Paulinho sitting there to cover that, play him as a double pivot, fine. And you have Paulinho covering the more defensive side of it, sit that bit deeper when need. Get Basuma to do Bergville or Gray's job, whoever wants to press it forward. He'll do a better job than them two.
I urge everybody, the next time you see Basuma play, and I think tomorrow. When? Because he'll play. You know, if you ever see Basuma, watch what happens when he gets pressed by two players.
Yeah.
Because what he does is he's very good. He's got this natural thing that he's learned, and it's absolutely ingrained in him. He gets the ball. If somebody's pressing him, he turns. Right, he does like a 3/4 turn, and he goes in one direction. And I reckon a lot of Premier League players worked him out, because the number of times, like Dan said, he's in the defensive third, he gets the ball, he gets pressed, and he just turned into another player who then took the ball off him. And I reckon he got worked out. So that is fine when you're in the attacking third, because you can do that turn and you've got space. You've got space to either A, lose the ball, it's not as big a problem, or there's more options to actually do something with the ball. But in the defensive third, if you're getting found out and caught like that, then you get done. And that's what's happened with Basuma repetitively. He is not. He got played as a 6, and he's not a 6.
Correct.
Basically.
No, I think you're right on what you've just said. It's true. At least if you lose the ball, it's still not good losing the ball at all. But at least when you're in their half and you lose the ball, you've got more chance of getting back and getting in position. Yeah. Or you can try and cut them down. Yeah, but you lose it in your own half, right by the box where he did a lot of the time, where he'd have that panic and do that stupid tackle or whatever else. And that's where he got caught out every time. I think you got it right. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Because what usually happens when Biss loses the ball in our, call it our half, when he loses the ball in our half, what happens when the break comes in? Van der Ven has to use his pace to make up for that. And what happens? The defensive shape falters, and it all comes crumbling down to concede a goal just from outside the box, just as Rain said.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's the option, by the way. I'm just saying that he is available, and can it be any worse than sticking two kids in the middle of midfield? When, for me, I've put earlier, Rain, it's down to these senior pros that they are the ones that got us in the shit, mate, at the end of the day, right? And it's down to them to dig us out of it. I've got no issue with a Gray and a Bergville coming off the bench, Rain. I haven't got any issue with that, but I don't think it's right that he should be starting two, whether you think, well, they're in the squad, so they should be good enough, to play those two as your spine, if you like, of your team in your centre of midfield, right? Before the game started, I didn't hear anyone say, "I will win this game with these two in midfield."
I mean, I make Scott right. I don't think we've had 2 or 3 games in a row, maybe even 2 or 3 halves in a row.
Yeah, that's the same. Not even halves, mate.
But I reckon we probably have had 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 20 or 30 good minutes out of Basuma. And do you know what? Maybe that's all we need from him tomorrow, right? If he starts.
Yeah.
But the other thing, Cookie, you know, and I've loved so much of what De Zerbi's done, or what he's been saying in pressers, and then he came out with that bonkers lineup. By the way, I think everybody almost universally was like, "What the heck is he doing?"
Yeah,
what the heck is he doing? Almost universally, which goes to tell there's very few things that Spurs fans agree on almost universally. But when all of us looked at that lineup and went, "What? what is he doing?"
I saw the lineup at the stadium. I saw the lineup during the stadium. I didn't look at the lineup, and then I saw it being announced, and I went.
But then the really crazy thing was, after all of the evidence that he had, who was the midfielder that he brought on? Sarr.
Sarr, yeah.
And you're just like, what are you thinking here? Because I think Sarr was a promising 20-year-old who we have completely failed to develop. He's one of these classic recent Spurs youngsters who we bought because he's got all of the physical attributes and thought that we could turn him into a world-class footballer or a very good footballer, and he's never developed the... Do you know what? Bergvall is another one. Bergvall's got all the physical attributes, the running, the stamina, the height. Is he ever going to actually have the talent? Probably not.
They're in the wrong sport. I think Sarr's another one of those things of like, at least with Grady, you can. I don't think he's good in any means, but I think you can see a bit of a footballer there. With Bergvall, at first we said you could see more of a footballer. That now I don't see a footballer in Bergvall. I just see someone who runs forward with a ball and then doesn't know what to do with it. Never passes, never shoots, never crosses, never does a direct ball, never does anything except run forward with the ball. Bollocks, stick me on the pitch. I can run forward with a ball. How far I get is a different story. And I think Sarr's exactly the same sort of person. When you go looking for a certain player, right, he's got the pace, he's got the energy, he's got this, he's got that. Right, there's your basics. Right, now we see, can we develop him into passing a ball? Is he going to be better at shooting? Is he going to be better at this? Is he going? And I think he's just another one of those players who showed up. He's in the wrong sport, basically. He should be doing Olympics. He should be doing 400 meters, whatever else. Because when it's come to developing them, I do agree we have destroyed players completely. But it's shown a few times. It seems like we've gone for players for their raw basics, as in their stamina, as in their pace, whatever else, and we haven't been able to get anything else out of them. I think Sarr's another one of those ones, basically. Okay, he had promising sides to him because of stamina and everything else, but there was nothing else to get out of it. There was a possibility there, that's why we took it, but we've taken too many chances, and yeah, it's backfired on us now, big time.
Yeah. Well, I've got a small theory, and like I say, it's look, because I play sport as well. One of the biggest issues with our youth players, and also having, say, the senior players out in injury, is during training and coaching, they don't have that one-on-one mentorship with the senior players, right? So you don't have, like, for example, a Maddison in training doing like a one-on-one mentorship with Archie Gray. I think that's also affected us as well. But yeah, when it comes to developing the youth, we've completely spectacularly failed at that for how many seasons now? I've given up counting.
Do you know?
We haven't got any developed players in the first 11. That's why.
Exactly. we expose them to too much risk, so they learn how to make they make too many mistakes in pressure situations, and then that becomes ingrained. Rather than letting them make minor mistakes and learn from that minor mistake and then come out a better player. Do you know how they used to build that mentoring between youth players and senior pros. Do you know how they used to do it? Like back in the 80s and 90s, they used to the young the youngsters used to clean the
boot cleaning.
Oh yeah,
boot cleaning.
That's been happening for years. That's been happening for years. Even Jimmy Greaves said he had to clean people's bloody boots.
And the amount of footballers I've heard, and they've gone, and they're talking to a senior, right, who's like 5-6 years older than them, and they're like, and they've built a relationship because the younger player used to clean the older player's boots, and it's not like a servant, it's a it's a mentor.
It's a respect thing, Rain.
Yeah.
It's a respect
but it's also you get to learn, you get to know that older player. You get to talk to them. You get to understand what's what and what they're doing. You get to learn some tips and tricks.
I'm pretty certain that I even heard that Glenn Hoddle had to clean boots and that when he come in as a kid at Tottenham.
But that's
the way
the
world changed back in the day.
Well, but that's the way the world's changed, Mark. Not just football. The world has changed in that manner.
You can't expect people to do that now.
It'd be too belittling for him. And do you know what?
Jimmy Greaves.
Someone would sit there, and if one culture player had to do another culture player's boots, someone would say it's got something to do with like race and bloody religion or something else.
Yeah,
there's too much woke bullshit into it these days. You can't do nothing these days without something called this, that, whatever. So they wouldn't dare doing that.
Yeah.
And plus, the younger lot have a respect for older lot these days. I knew when the Gabba used to pull me up off the street with my mates and that, I had to turn my head because one time he split my bloody lip open. These days, the kids are set about them. My point is, there is just no respect for an older lot from kids these days. They're animals.
That's a societal issue. That's a societal issue, not just football.
That's what I just said. That's what I said.
Jimmy Greaves used to have to sweep the terraces at Chelsea before he went to Inter Milan, wherever he went. One of the Milans, wasn't it? He had to sweep. He was a kid, and he had to sweep the terraces and clean players' boots. I'm sure there's quotes from him saying he had to clean someone's boots.
That sort of thing did happen. It did.
Yeah,
look at it now.
Yeah.
Go stick the wrong person doing it. Next thing you know, your club is labelled as everything on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it recently? It was was it Closer, the German player, who was talking about young kids in football, and he said they're interested in just the money and the cars. And I think he was collecting balls after practice, putting the balls in the net because the groundsman was like 60 odd. And the kids said to him, "Oh, well, why are you doing that? That's his job." And he was like, "Well, I can collect the balls for him." It's like a total lack of respect from the youth players even towards the staff at the club. I'm sure it was Closer or someone like that.
It's definitely changed. Society has changed, and in general, not for the good, unfortunately. I can remember the days of my old man giving me a clip round the ear roll, and it never done me no harm at the end of the day. So, and you know how the rules are now. You know, the government have brought in a long time ago now. You can't clip your kid round the ear roll anymore. You know, apparently you can't do that. And I don't think at the end of the day, you know, it done any of us any harm. I'm not talking about our dads beating the shit out of us. That's a different story. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
the belt.
Yeah, I'm just talking about you might have been out
a couple of times.
and you come home and your old man will give you a clip for it. Do you know what I mean? And you knew where you stood with it at the end of the day. But listen, it is what it is. I just want to change tack a little bit, because I'm interested to know, just briefly, I think most of us would be able to do it within 2 or 3 players. But tomorrow's team that De Zerbi will pick, I don't know what you think. I think he'll go with Kinski. Just and then perhaps you lot can fill in the holes. I'll tell you what I think.
Will or should?
We'll go from there. Well, should.
Right.
What he should pick.
This is my opinion. What he should do scrub that 4-2-3-1. Don't work because we haven't got any wingers that can put the ball in the box. You got to try and make our play make sense. You got to try and put square pegs, square holes, round and round. You know what I'm getting at. I think you should go a 4-2-2-2 in like almost like an arrow formation,
like narrow rather than width.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I would go the Kinski picks himself. Udogi picks himself. I said, well, yeah, unfair, unfortunately, yeah, but if I'm trying to put square pegs and square holes, a left-footed left back playing left back, it doesn't work for Spence, does it? Unfortunately,
I don't know. I think Spence works better there than Udogi, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, this is where I'm going with. This is what I'm saying. Is
no, I get it.
Put Spence right back, because I think Matoma will have a field day with Pedro Porro. Absolute field day with him.
Agreed.
He will.
That the centre back partnership picks itself. Danzo, Mickey. I would play Bissouma, Paulinho in the central position.
Yeah.
Just Paulinho just dropping back a little bit, just to give your protection to the back four.
Yeah.
I would play 2 10s, and those 2 10s would be Xavi and Tel.
Right.
And up top, I would go Richie and so this is hard because Mawani is
terrible.
It's been awful. So is Solanke. So is Solanke, but we need Solanke for his hold-up play. But even though he was terrible against Sunderland, he was like watching Richarlison when everything was bouncing off of him.
No, it was horrible to watch in the stands. It was absolutely horrible to watch.
But I said in the group chat earlier, didn't I? I said I've got a horrible feeling he's going to go a central midfield he's going to go Bissouma, Gray, and I've got this horrible feeling he's going to put Gallagher in the 10 role. I've just got this wacky, bizarre reason.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. But do you know what I mean? It's like what we were saying. It's like when it's like Stel was saying. He goes, "Why does it when good managers come to Spurs, they do these stupid bozo things?" And exactly like he said last week about, do you know what I mean? Putting great Bergbow in the 10, it don't work.
That was the worst.
Risk.
That's so bad.
I've got to shoot. So I just want to say on this, here's the risk I do take. And people say, why take risks? Some might get this. I think the back keeper, I think the back four answers itself. Except I agree with the Udogi bit, stick him on the left, but I'd stick Spence on the right. Because Porro as a defender is absolute shit. Yeah. I've been telling everyone this for 2 years. He is terrible. People were telling me, oh, he's not shit anymore. Okay, he's shit. He's not fucking shit anymore. Right. And then in midfield, I go Paulinho, Bissouma. Number 10, I go and stick Simmons there because he's got a bit of creativity. On the left, I stick Tel there. Why? Because he plays on the left. Up front, I go Richarlison because he's at least a pain in the arse. Solanke just looks an absolute waste of space. Here's where I take my gamble. I go and stick Pedro Porro out on the right.
Great.
I'd do that.
I would do that. I know he's not a bloody fullback. He might not be a winger, but he's a wing back. And to me, that's a lot closer to being an actual winger than it is to being a defender because he can't defend for shit. His crossing's been terrible, passing. But technically, he is the only one we can play on the right-hand side who has a chance of being able to cross that ball into whoever's sitting there. And that's the gamble I'll take with sticking Porro out on the far right.
Me too.
Great.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as that.
Right, I've got to shoot. I've got some.
Cheers, Dan. Cheers, fella. Take care. Take care, mate.
Brighton utilised their wingers really, really well, and that's part of their tactic. So I think Porro as a right winger is a little bit. I know he can't defend, but it's also a little bit of screening on that right hand side as well.
Yeah, you don't have to get right back, Joe. But as long as he drops off, type of thing, I get what you mean. Yeah,
there's a little bit of screening on the right side. Midfield, to be honest with you, you throw a dart at a car. It doesn't really matter. I don't think it's
same.
So piss weak our midfield, and that is a lot of our problem. There's no there's nothing there. There's nothing creating. There's not really much defensive. Yes, Paulinho is probably the best of
Zero
that.
tackles from Sunderland, by the way, on the midfield. 0 tackles.
And therein lies the problem that we're conceding because there is no screening in front of the back four. Everyone goes, "Oh, Romero's world class." Yeah, but look at when he plays for Argentina, he is, because look at the midfield in front of him.
Yeah.
But look at the midfield in front of him at Tottenham. It's two totally different things.
Yeah, our midfield is absolutely. Here's the thing: when people ask me about Basuma or Botsar or Gallagher or blah, I'm just like, look, mate, just roll a dice. Because all it takes is one ball through that midfield, because they just it's always one ball. They cut through our midfield like butter, and it falls down to our defensive line to come out and press. And as soon as they do that, I know I'm repeating myself, they break the defensive shape. They can go past, bang in the back of the net.
See, for me, the midfield's the easiest to pick. I don't see how for me, there's only one midfield that makes sense. Paulinho, Gallagher, Xavi. There's no other midfield. That's the easiest. I know Dan is saying Porro's crap. He might be crap, but he's better than anything else. Spence is so... I don't know how Spence continues to get a pass all the time. And I know it is because usually what we say, if a player can't go forward, but he can defend, we give him credit. Spence is useless. As bad as Porro is defensively, Spence is equally as bad in attack. And I think the only thing that makes me now consider... why is I would maybe consider taking the chance of playing Porro right wing, because everybody else is god awful, and maybe Spence, you put Spence there. But if we aren't playing Porro right wing, then he's definitely right back. I'm not putting Porro. If Porro's on the bench on Saturday, De Zerbi I'm not going to say sack him, but take a lot. Get out of here, De Zerbi, if you're not playing Porro. But I think, to me, the only midfield, and I'm not saying it's great, is Paulinho, Xavi, Gallagher. It's the only midfield to me that makes sense. And up front is... I'll say, who cares? I don't want any of them to play. I don't want Richie to play. I don't want Solanke to play. I don't want Mwani to play. I don't want Tell to play. I certainly, I know, I'm glad I haven't heard it. Maybe you will. I don't want, what's the kid with a double name that Williams
Barnett.
Do not. If he plays, then I will say
so. No, don't put it. Do
not play Williams
pressure on him.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't expect an 18-year-old lad who's never played in the first team in a Premier League game to come in and expect him to do so. Because if he comes on, if we're 1-0 down, he brings him on 20 minutes to go, and he has a nightmare. The crowd will get on his back, because you know what the Spurs fans are like. They're hostile as anything. They're as bad as Madrid fans.
And what if he comes on and bends one in the top corner, Dave?
Well, then we'll get on our knees.
We'll get a statue put up.
We'll get on our knees and put some lipstick on, mate.
Yeah.
But I'm just... But he is the only one in that youth academy who I've seen who has got proper potential. And if we just rely on our season on him, and if it goes horribly wrong, it could completely screw up his development, and I don't want that for him.
Calls for him to play is a fan issue, and I'm going to go back to this. We build these players up, and they go, "Oh, he's smashing it in the youth team." Yeah, he might be. It's the youth team. Put him up against 35-year-olds or 28-year-olds who are going to go through him like he ain't even there. He ain't going to want it. So
no.
He's not even 18. He's not even 18, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, he's not even 18, mate.
My concern with him is it's not that fans want him to start because he's shown that he's ready to play in the Premier League. It's that we're so fed up with everybody else. And that's a terrible reason to play someone. I mean, to compare him to, say, for example, Max Dauman.
Yes.
who played a few games. He hasn't played very much, but he's properly been brought along by Arsenal, and now you can see signs of things that he's actually done in men's football. Yeah. And then you can say, okay, but he's been, like you said, he's been good in youth football, which is a completely different game. And we want him in here only because we're so fed up with everybody else.
Can I
and
just say,
as much as we're fed up with him, it's not a good reason to bring him in.
I've watched Dowman, right? I've watched a couple of Arsenal games when Dowman's been playing. And this is going to sound bonkers. But the most impressive thing I've seen from him is he stays away from the play when I would expect a grown-up, a 22 to 28-year-old player to stay away from the game. And he looks like he understands men's football. So, and this is the problem, like with Williams Barnett, he just rips up the youth team because he's, it's the classic, give it to Barnett, give it to Williams Barnett, and he'll go, and he'll score 10 goals in a game. But when you get into a Premier League first team, that doesn't happen. Yeah, you have to actually grind, but you also have to understand when to get involved and when to do the classic Harry Kane did it all the time. Just stand still, right? Yeah. Just stand still. No, don't run around constantly. And what I've been really impressed with Dowman, if you watch, he'll go down that right wing, okay? And sometimes he just lets the play go ahead of him, and he's really got a good football brain. But one thing we don't do with players like Williams Barnett, with Olusegun, is there's absolutely no harm bringing him on for 5-10 minutes at the end of a game.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. That is when that 5-10 minutes, the grown-ups have been playing for 90 minutes. We're knackered, right? We're a bit shattered. The 0 to 100 is now sort of 0 to 50, and you bring on kids, and the fact that they've got a bit of energy about them gives them it can give them something to go and deliver and add value into the game, and we don't do that. We don't.
See, if we were a sensible team, this is what Graham Bergvall should have been brought in for.
Yeah,
not bloody starting immediately. Not bloody starting immediately and chucked in the deep end when they're like 17 and whatever.
Yeah, but if we hadn't have had all these injuries, would they have got the game time that they've got?
Well, that's exactly the question I was about to ask.
Well,
I don't think they would have done.
Yeah, but you're saying that, but they're now starting ahead of the.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like, ahead of the grown-ups.
It's only Bentancur that's been out in the midfield, isn't it?
So they're starting ahead of. I mean, how many international caps has Paulinho got? It's got to be 60. It's got to be 60 or 70, surely. And he can't get in. He can't get in our first team ahead of Archie Gray. I mean, that's bonkers.
Yeah,
absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around that one. How do you leave on the bench the Premier League's top tackler from midfield? How do you leave that on the bench?
Well,
it just doesn't make sense. It can't be an attitude thing because he doesn't come across as a whiner or a sulker. He hasn't got that. I don't think, the way I see him play, the way he's very passionate about his game, doesn't come across to me as a sulker, like Tells, the Javis and stuff like that. Is it maybe because Tudor and maybe if we don't see him in tomorrow, does that mean that Tudor and De Zerbi don't like playing natural number sixes? They like runners in their midfield.
Legs.
As I said, Dave, he's had 3 managers now. Frank, Tudor, De Zerbi, right? And none of them have played him, really.
Well, except Frank.
It makes you wonder, A, if there's a appearance bloody clause.
No, that's money nonsense.
If he makes too many bloody appearances, or B, that he's just not doing it in training.
Except to the start of Frank, when we were actually
he played a lot.
Yeah.
Basically,
Well, maybe his appearances have run out then.
You can chart like Paulinia's appearances and our league position, and they pretty much correlate. So it's
because he was scoring late minute equalisers, and he does work his socks off, and that guy will tackle a granny if he's got a ball. You know what I mean?
I don't get it.
No, something's like Dan said earlier. He's either carrying a little niggle or something, and they're being careful with him, or something's just there's whether like Mark says, there's some clause that they've signed over appearances. Joey, I know you disagree
Carl
with
said
that.
it as well. Yeah, look.
We'll work it out. Do the maths on it. What are they going to have to pay? If he plays another 5 games, they're going to have to pay what? 10 million for it? Another 10 million? Let's just say that, okay? 2 million a game.
Yeah.
Or run the risk of losing 250 million in relegation. I
can't imagine there's
to suggest that. I think is lunacy.
Because Bayern just wanted to move him on. They weren't like. I can understand if there's a fee appearance based on a young kid that you want to make sure is getting games, but Bayern just wanted Polinia, and Polinia just wanted to move to a club where he could play. I can't imagine there's any fee structure to him. It's a straightforward, it's the easiest kind of transfer where the player wanted game time and the club moving him was fine for him just to go and get game time. Bayern just didn't have a spot for him, so they wanted to move him. I can't imagine there's things. I think I think Tudor's an idiot and just didn't make anything.
Yeah,
maybe to trigger an obligation, which I think most Spurs fans would have been happy to have.
Well, the thing is, at the moment as well, is we got a good relationship with Bayern after we sold them Harry.
Have we?
But it seems it's only one way. They just send us all their crap. We got
a wonderful winger, didn't we?
We send them our good players.
It's easy to get a good relationship with somebody else if you bend over and let them.
Well, yeah, exactly. They just pull our pants down every time.
Here's our crown jewels. We'll take your turds off you. Yeah,
exactly.
How did you want it?
Every time they've got some crap that they don't want, we'll sell them to Tottenham for 30 million.
There you go. And talking of turds, how are Vinay and Lang still here? Please tell me someone. I don't understand it.
Oh, they're awful.
There's a lot of stuff going around. There's a lot of stuff going around today that Lange will be gone at the end of the season. He will be gone.
Well, apparently, we're pushing hard again for Dougie Friedman.
I think that's a good appointment.
I think that's a good appointment as well. I think
that's a great appointment.
Cookie, who? And when I say who, I don't mean the club. I mean, who specifically is making decisions? Who is in a position to make decisions to sack Vinay? Who's in a position to sack Lang? Nobody. Who's in a position to hire Dougie Friedman? Who's making those calls? We don't have anyone making those.
Who's he going to report to, Scott? Who's going to provide the governance on top of Friedman to make sure that he's doing his job right? It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Yep. And let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. If we were a rational, sensible club and Lange was on his way out, he'd have been sacked by now.
Yeah,
because he's doing nothing, right? He's doing nothing.
If you're that's why I don't get people saying he's leaving in the summer. What
did
are
one of them
doing?
go on
if you're not part of the summer, what are you doing right now?
Lange went on holiday during the transfer window.
One at a time, because we can't hear you otherwise. Joey, go first. Go on, mate. Go first.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, sorry. Someone was saying
it's me. What I'm saying is, didn't Lange go on holiday during the transfer window?
Yeah, he did. He did. He went.
What's that all about?
He went on holiday. This is how fucking shit we are, right? He went on holiday on the beginning.
We only had a month.
No. It gets worse. He had 2 weeks. The summer window. He was on holiday in August, beginning of August, like where it's crunch time. The last month, August, September, where it's proper crunch time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then he went for the first 2 weeks in January as well.
Yeah, well done.
And
Here he is.
people
Welcome, Biker, the man that calls me Cookie every time he messages me.
there we go. Go on,
Mate,
Biker. Give it
Mate,
to
I
me,
get on my
son.
glasses, right?
Give
And
it
these
to
little
me.
tiny pictures of both of you. You both got two people with you. And I'm thinking, well, is it him or not? I couldn't tell. Sorry, mate.
My
You're
missus-
all right,
my
man.
missus-
I'm taking the piss.
My missus weren't
My
happy
name's
with you,
Mark. That's
Biker.
close enough, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand Vinay. There's
twins.
there's stuff for Vinay to do.
They both
right
wear
now,
glasses.
because he runs the business.
Where's my
But if
glasses
Lange
anyway?
isn't here in the summer, if the plan is the club is saying we're going to sack Lange in the summer, then what is he doing right now? Because there's nothing else for him to do other than be scouting. So he's so why wouldn't he sack him right now? Sack him a month ago.
I mean, clearly the problem is that Lange has inherited Hitchin's office, and he's still got the "We Hate January" poster up on the back wall. So Lange just, but yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, what are we? It's April, right? The World Cup's in 8 weeks or whatever it is.
It is. We're off to Portugal, by the way.
Yeah, we need to be signing players, you know, within 12 weeks. 12 weeks, 3 months. Getting the next guy in, not only does he have to build a plan, but you have to get him out of any club that he's currently at. That might take you a month or 2 months. Look at Lewington and Rafi, who we got from Man City. Both Man City put both on gardening leave for 3 and 6 months respectively. And yet we haven't got apparently.
I agree, Ellie.
The guy who's going to be doing all of the work in the summer, whether that's Championship players or Premier League players, we don't yet know. But it's beside the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I totally agree, Wayne. Because here's the thing, like I say, because I know the corporate world, because I work in it, and this is what you would do: is you put them on gardening leave. Essentially, you put them on gardening leave. So what you doing? You're handcuffing them to not go take their black book or their clients to someone else. Obviously, if they do, that's a breach of contract. And then what you do is you bring someone in. I don't think Lange is going to get sacked by the summer. This is a man that has been. It's a phenomenon called failing upwards. It's actually something
They're
that
frauds,
happens.
mate. Both of them are frauds.
Totally agree, but again, it's that phenomenon. It happens when someone in middle management all of a sudden gets promoted above someone else, and you're just
It's
like,
because
there's
there's no one above them. There's no one above them with football people who can see it.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you know, we are putting our trust in Enid, who have been diluting the club. Sorry, Cookie, just had to steal that one off you. They've been diluting the club. Yeah, been diluting the club for decades. Have no bloody idea about football. No idea how a football club is run or how the ins and outs will work. And they go, "Oh, Lange is all right. He's been here for a while. He's been doing all right. I'm sure he's been doing all right, right? I mean, he's hitting his targets. Yeah, he's hitting his targets, though, right? He's hitting his internal targets, whatever they may be. He talks to people. He goes on TV.
He sold Johnson, didn't he?
But didn't replace. But yeah,
Exactly.
he's doing a good job, mate.
Then went
He's
on
doing a good
holiday.
job. Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's failing upwards. The same with Vinay, failing upwards.
Mad.
I'm
But
going
what purpose do they serve though? Because didn't them two want to keep Frank for the whole season, and then the board just overruled them? So what purpose do they serve at our club if they don't have a say in anything? It's stupid, isn't it? Just get rid of them. Just fuck them off.
They haven't got a clue, mate. They haven't got a clue. They're just guessing. I mean, so we're going to have another bus parade. It went well, didn't it? Last time.
I think that was a big.
But then my question would be, if they didn't want to sack Frank, and you decided to sack Frank, then how would you keep those two around? Like, that's why I'm not 100% on board with the fact that they didn't want to sack Frank, because how do you say they don't want to sack Frank? We're going to completely cut out you doing the exact job that you're hired to do. Like, this isn't kind of involved. Like, hiring the manager is exactly what Lang has to do. You say, we're not going to let him do his job, and then you keep him around. Like, that's why I'm not sure. And that's why I think, again, there's nobody here making those decisions. And I think Biker Yid was saying, right? Like, Lang is here because they don't have somebody who can hire a DOF. So the easiest thing to do is, this guy's been a DOF. We just move him up. because we don't have we don't have the decision. We don't have the ability to effectively evaluate him. He's done the job, so he moves up by default. And I think that's where we are, where they're sticking around because by default, we don't have anybody else coming in. Dougie Freeman's in the second division or first, like the second tier of Saudi football. If you want to hire him, you can hire him right now. He will leave. I don't know him personally, but I feel pretty confident that he will be willing to leave the second tier of Saudi football to come to the Premier League. So if we wanted him, there is no barrier to us, right? We could go get him.
All about this, isn't it? Just put money on the table and get him.
Well, there was some on Sky the other day that the Saudi league is having a lot less money invested in it.
But he's not even in the Saudi league. He's in the second tier. He's not in the top tier of Saudi.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying
that might be tricky. Like
whoever runs the Saudi league is some conglomerate, the real rich people.
He's already turned us down anyway.
So it's just me that. So it's just me that's confident Lange won't be here next season then, because I'm pretty confident he won't be here next season.
I'm not confident at all.
I'm more confident of that than anything.
As far as
why is he still here, Joey? Why do you think he's still here now?
As far as Lange goes,
I can
the alarm bells rang for me when he come in the first place, and there was no protests or nothing from Villa.
No,
they didn't like say, "Oh, you've stolen our man. We're going to take you to court." They just said, "Oh, see you later."
Did we take him off him, or did they sack him and then we got him?
No. He wasn't sacked. He came to us.
Yeah. I know Joey wants to answer the question from Scott. I've got to butt in because I haven't said it all night. There was nearly 100 of you in here earlier. There's still over 80 of you in here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please can you do that? It's very important to us to help getting us out there. Like the stream as well. Hit the like button for us, all of you that haven't. We'd really appreciate that as well. And anyone that's with any channel that's been on here, that these people are on here regular. You know, Danny was on earlier. Biker's got his channel. Guys starting his channel out. Dave's is going to be coming soon. You know, our channel, others as well. So Rain's like, nah, I'm just going to come on the 2 marks every now and again. That'll do. Yeah, I will take you, Ryan. We'll take you anytime you want to come on, mate. You're more than welcome. But anyway, please keep hitting the like and subscribe button. And on that note, I'll come over to Joey for his answer to Scott as why Lange would or wouldn't be leaving.
So from what I've heard is that they don't want any backroom upheaval right now. They've got the manager that they wanted in place. Their main focus is staying in the league. And once that's all done and dusted, Lange is out the door. Even if we stay up, he's gone. They just don't want to pull the trigger right now because they don't want all the upheaval in the back room.
There you go. Any reply to that, Scott?
I mean, I hope you're right. I guess for me, having seen how we've done, like, I would say there was no reason to bring him back this year. There was no reason, if you're going to say that that they're going to go against his wishes and sack Frank against his wishes, that you would keep him on then.
So I'm with you on that. I don't think anyone above Lange made the decision to sack Frank. I think they had a part to play in it.
That just gives me concern. Like, again, we say it so many times. At any other club in the Premier League, and I mean any other club, I would feel confident that he was gone. We're the one club that I can't feel confident because there's been so many other times where he should have been gone.
Well, a great answer that is.
Yeah, any other club, you're right. But I'm very, very confident, and I'm not confident with anything with Spurs, but I'm very confident that he's gone.
Yeah. So obviously that would mean that if he's gone, Joey, we've got to focus on that as well. Of getting in a DOF. Do you see it being someone like Dougie Freeman, or does anyone else have any names that possibly could come in and sort of, I don't know, change the way the scouting's done at Tottenham, actually do their job, and you know, maybe try and get that part of it aligned to what the manager needs if he's going to be the man that's staying?
You're asking me a question, and all I'm worrying about is what division we're playing in next season. If I'm being honest, though, I haven't really thought about it. Because to me, it all depends on what division, man.
Yeah, but
If it's not Friedman, I'll take what's his name, Luis Campos. Very good at finding young players. Very good. Soon as we love buying young players, he's the man to go to for that.
That would be my my number one choice would be Ragnick, but that ain't gonna happen.
Ragnick,
he ain't coming.
I would definitely take a Louis Campos because he's an incredible talent spotter. Absolutely talented.
I think he's got a sweet setup now where he's a consultant to a couple of teams, and I think he has a role with PSG. I think he has a role with the Saudi club. I think he set himself up so that he gets paid to do
what he wants.
A lot. I mean, he's quality, but I think he's set up where he doesn't have to do the day-to-day stuff. He gets a big payday. He identifies a few players for him. He would be amazing. One of the people who wouldn't necessarily be the DOF, but he would be more replacing Vinay, and I'm not sure that he would ever come in, is Paul Barber from Brighton, is the guy I think I would like us. But I know he had previous issues, and I don't know if those were with Levy specifically or Enoch in general. But if it was Levy, and it's a pipe dream, but I think having someone like him come in, and then him and De Zerbi could work together to find the DOF who fits with there. But that would be the top-down alignment where you don't necessarily have to pick out a DOF who we all know. It's going to be somebody who's going to come in with Paul Barber and De Zerbi and the DOF, three of them working together to create the sporting, what we want as a football direction. But I think he might have previous issues with Enoch. I think he's another one who has a pretty sweet gig at Brighton.
Yeah, I was going to say Paul Barber was the one that said, did he say Levy turned his dream job into a nightmare?
That was Mitchell.
That was Mitchell.
That was
Barber
Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell, he was brilliant, but he was a really good scout.
Yeah. I'd get him back as well.
I don't know. Barber said similar things, Sheriff. He said similar things about how he tried to introduce various things and was basically just put to one side. He's done a couple of really, really good interviews, which is still quite corporate. So he's not like there's no dirty washing that are coming out, but he goes far enough that you get the picture of what he experienced when he was at Tottenham. And he's flown. I think we've got two hopes, Scott, of getting Barber. I think Barber is, unless something drastic happens to Brighton, Barber's gonna end up being chairman and so on and so forth.
It was a pipe dream, but it is somebody who I think is. I would like somebody. I say that I've been saying DOF is the most important role that we need to hire, but I think with De Zerbi here, if we can get somebody like that to come in at the Vinay level, and that guy and De Zerbi working together to bring in a DOF that we might not know, but is aligned with them, might be the best way that we have. Because I think most of the reality is any DOF that has some track record isn't going to come to Spurs at this point. It's not worth it for them. They'll have better options to do so. But we might be able to get somebody at the top as a CEO, to replace Vinay that might be able to work with De Zerbi, and they might find something.
Let's hope so.
Fair play. As much as we're looking at, we're talking about, quality DOFs at the end of the day, Mitchell, Barber, those scouts, those type of people that we know can do a job. We're looking on that side of it as far as staying up, but surely they have to be looking at it from the situation as well, as if the worst does happen and we do go down. They should be, but are they? Because we're only hearing about these so-called top names and names that we've mentioned, you've all mentioned.
Only if we stay in the Premiership, Cookie.
Only if we stay in the Premiership. Now, excuse me, if we do go down, are they planning for that as well? Because I'm hearing nothing about any if this would happen. Only that there'd be a fire sale and anyone, senior players that were worth anything, they're gonna go. I think it's really difficult the position that You know, not necessarily that ENIC are in, but us as fans are in as well, because we try and talk about it. And, you know, we're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea at the moment. I know a lot of us think, look, it's gone too far now. The form's been way out the window for a long time. To ask us now to go and get probably 3 wins out of the 6 games and a draw, because I still think we need to get to 40 points. Some people will disagree.
But it's negligent, isn't it, Cookie, really?
It's shocking, mate.
It's negligent to think that they're going to think, they said to us, oh, well, we're too good to, you know, we're going to be too good to go down. We'll think about next summer and then we're going to buy the players that we need. It's negligence.
But hold on a minute, right? Hold on a minute. If the club came out and went, look, this is our plan if we stay in the Premier League, and by the way, this is our plan if we get relegated, we would all be up in arms going, oh, fuck me, even the fucking bosses are talking about us getting relegated. They are in a bit of a no-win situation here, aren't they?
100%. And here's the thing.
They got themselves in it, didn't they?
Yeah. My whole thing with this is, right, if we go down and people are saying that, oh, the owners will be forced to, I'm like, who's forcing them? They have to. Who says they have to? Here's the thing. We don't trust these owners at all to do anything, right? So how are we now trusting our owners to plan for a champion? I've got no hope. Yeah, I've got no hope, mate. Because here's the thing. No, because here's the thing that they haven't been able to. They didn't need this January transfer window. Just shows to me just how dire the situation is. Right, if we cannot trust them to complete a good January transfer window, how can we trust these guys to be forced? And I'm using that in quotes because I don't use it to do a reset. That's the thing. I'm being told they've got no choice, but of course they've got a choice.
No, we've got no choice. We've got to just take it and listen to the shit they dig out to us.
Yeah, sorry, but I mean, come on.
Heard you, mate.
Come on, let's be fair. There weren't any players available in January that would have improved us. So, you know, come on, let's be fair. Oh,
yeah, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
If we go down, that will be the death of Tottenham Hotspur. Because it'll be too much. It'll be too much chopping and changing. You're gonna have to go and hire loads of other people who are knowledgeable of the league we're about to go in. Because let's be completely honest, the people we've got in charge at the moment haven't got a clue knows what's best for us in the Premier League. So what makes you think they're going to know what they're doing in a league that we haven't been in?
This is why we need Dougie Freeman in place straight away, mate.
Do you know what I mean? It's scary. It's actually scary. And this is what I said to you earlier, Cookie. I said, I'm actually scared with these owners in charge. Are we even going to be a club in 10 years' time?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Frightens the life out of me, mate, this lot. Because I cannot... You know, I've said many times before, someone will explain it to me in full in one day and I might be able to understand it, right? But, you know, we all use the words negligence, incompetence, and so on, right? We hear different bits and pieces that come out of the club, like the bollocks that, well, Levy's got £1 billion stake if it's at 4 billion. And if it goes down to 2 billion, then that'll cut his deficit to 500,000.
I don't give a shit. And whatever they get and anything.
I don't give a fuck about all that.
No, I don't.
I'm not interested.
I'm not interested in finance. I don't give a shit. All I care about is the players they put on the fucking pitch.
There you go.
End of.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing I do, because me and Scott had a little chat. Remember, me and Scott, you and I talked about the championship and how, because I've actually watched more championship games this season than I have seen
you, mate. Games. It's not going to affect me. It's just going to be the players that you see on the pitch.
Yeah, and here's the thing, because like I say, my local team where I grow up is Charlton AFC, and I go and watch their matches. It's only 30 quid a game. It's nice fun. So I've seen how the Championship play games, right? And the Championship is a completely different beast to the Premier League. And like Mr. said in the corner, if we can't trust our owners to run a Premier League club properly in a league that they have experience in, How can we trust these owners to run a club in the Championship where they don't have any experience in? I think that we are not. I think we're going to languish in the Championship. I think we're probably, if best comes to best, we'll be a mid-table team in the Championship, and worst comes to worst, we'll do a Charlton and other teams and kind of disappear into League One and irrelevancy.
I personally think the
club
club can only sustain 3 years out of the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think if they're any more than 3 years out of the Premier League, say goodnight.
How much a year, Joey, do you reckon they lose for every year they're not in the Premier League, roughly?
Well, you got to think when the parachute payments end. I couldn't even put a number on it. The parachute payments alleviate the damage a tiny bit, but after that, they're fucked.
Because there's known knowns, because we know how much we'll lose through because it's the known knowns, the unknowns, and the unknown unknowns. We don't know the unknown unknowns as fans, right? Yeah. We don't see the contracts. And I said this, I remember saying this, and it kind of like their mind kind of like, the stewards and all the staff at the stadium don't have relegation clauses. Their wages don't go down if we go down. Right? They get paid the same amount of money. The upkeep of the stadium is the upkeep of the stadium is going to stay the same price if we go down. It's going to stay the same price. Or sorry, not price, cost. It will cost the same for upkeep.
And you don't think they can afford it?
Here's the thing: it's just
the boxing and the go-karts. I don't think they can afford it.
This is another thing that no one. This is another thing that. No one really thought about.
All I care about is the players on the fucking pitch and the superstars that they've not brought. That's all I care about.
Yeah, Guy, it won't stay the same because what they'll do is they'll cut all the staff by a third.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. It's there's questions.
That's people's livelihoods and stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's their life.
Yeah,
this is the thing.
I feel sorry for them, but
negligence.
it's not my problem, is it? It's not your problem either.
Well, you've got to have a hang on. That is a bit callous, isn't it?
No, it's not because we want to see football.
Well, it is. You're not going to tell me it is callous.
So you're going to
give a shit about. Sorry, if you don't give a shit about someone's livelihood, then I think that's a bit out of order.
No,
sorry,
it's not. I don't give a shit. It's not up to me.
You just said that.
You give a shit.
You just said you don't give a shit.
It's not up to me to give a shit.
Well, I'm sorry. That's a bit unfair. That's like me saying I don't give a shit if your leg falls off. It's a bit callous, isn't it?
Well, that ain't going to happen, is it? Unless I get run over. So.
Well, I just think people are going to lose their jobs because of someone else's incompetence. I do feel sorry for them. And
exactly.
I probably do care.
Yes,
I do care a little bit.
But that's not your problem. It's not my problem.
Well, okay.
That's Enid's problem.
If that's the world you want to live in, good luck to you, mate.
That's the club's problem, isn't it?
Okay.
You can agree to disagree.
The club's put you in that position.
Okay. I'm just saying okay.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's fair.
Look, you both get your point across at the end of the day. Yeah. And respect to you both for doing that.
I mean, let's think of a worst case. Let's think of worst case scenario. We go down again. How many fans will there be in League One? How long before those?
I don't think.
Whose fault's that then? Again. That's not our fault. That's not the supporters' fault. That's not the workers who work at the club.
What I'm trying to say is, how long before the powers that be at that club think, well, we're only getting 20,000 in this beautiful 60,000 stadium? How long before they then realise, well, football's actually not worth putting on? They'll have
Beyonce there and some boxing matches.
Doesn't bring in anywhere near the money.
And this is a conversation that we have, and me and Mark and me and Nye, all three of us and others, we have the conversation about, and I'm going to bring this word in now, and I haven't used this word for at least one stream, because I don't know, like I said earlier, I can't get my head round how people that want to make money think that football, if it's not run correctly, is not going to make them money, right? I don't get that, and I'm still think they're trying to phase football out of that stadium, right? I eventually think if they don't sell the club, the longer they are there, the more chance there is of it happening.
Yeah,
I really believe that.
Yeah, the hotels
and I'm
going
gonna
up, the
ask the
skyscrapers,
question
aren't
now.
But they need football to do what they do.
Yeah, they
Why?
need it.
Why do they
Having
need
football
it?
there, yeah, football there allows them to be the big fish in. Is it
You're
Haringey?
already a big
They
fish,
get to
aren't they?
bully the council.
But they don't
around.
advertise it, Scott. They've got a fucking 62,000 seater bowl there that doesn't mention anything about Tottenham
But
Hotspur
it's
when you
because
walk
Spurs
past.
are there that Haringey Council, and if I'm getting it wrong, pronunciation, I apologize,
No,
lets them
right.
do what they want to do. Lets them
Yeah.
get away with more concerts than they originally wanted to do. Lets them build developments that they might not want to do because they know that the people there want Spurs there. If Enoch got rid of
money
Spurs,
into the
they would
area.
lose all that power that they have to bully the people in the community around.
Exactly.
They won't get rid of Spurs. Spurs allows them to. They won't care about Spurs. And if somebody says they might be fine being in the championship and still doing that, I agree with you there. But they can't get rid of Spurs. If they lose Spurs out of there, they lose a lot of what allows them to do what they do in the area in terms of their other projects.
Fair comment, man.
So two
Take
things.
it on board.
Two things. The first thing is, that these people, it's not about making money out of football. It's about making money out of
from the stadium.
It's about making money out. No. It's not about that either. It's about making money out of the property that they're redeveloping around the stadium. That's where they're making money, right?
Haven't done that yet,
and the stadium is just a vehicle. The stadium is just a point of interest that enables it. If you've been to Wembley and you've seen Wembley over the last 10 years, right? All of that development, all of that. Just think, each one of those flats, 500 grand, right?
Yeah.
And each one of those flats in each one of those buildings, So you've got, you can just start doing the maths, right? And they're big talk. That's what they're after. That's what they want to do.
That's what Enoch are, isn't it? The major company is real estate.
Yeah. So, but the second thing is what you look at this season, right? They completely they're clueless. They're absolutely clueless. You look at this season. Sonny went, and they didn't take account of it at all. At all. They had no clue what an impact Sonny leaving was going to have on attendances and prices of tickets in that stadium, to the point where they actually introduced you've got to have a membership to get a ticket at the start of the season, and now you can get 5 tickets. You can get 5 tickets on one membership.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're 65 quid. They're not 95 quid. Some of the games are 65 quid. I've seen like 5 or 6 games for 65 quid. And they haven't even sold out.
So these guys, if you look at their track record, we're going to go, if we go into the championship, they are going to get it completely and utterly wrong. If they follow what they've done in the past, they're going to get it completely and utterly wrong. They won't drop season ticket prices. They won't properly drop match day prices until they're forced to. And that will come half the season down the line. And by then, if we've got only half of the stadium full because people aren't paying 80 quid to go and watch a championship game.
Swansea.
Away fans won't pay it. Away fans won't pay it. I've spoken, because I've got friends that support teams in the championship. They say, if you guys go down, we're not paying 95 quid to go see our team.
Is it not capped? Away tickets not capped?
Away tickets capped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, away tickets
like
like
30 quid. 30 quid.
30 quid.
Away ticket, yeah.
I saw them charge.
You know what I mean? But it's just crazy, because it's just crazy to me. Like I say, I follow Rain's thought on this. I don't understand where this thing of, if we go down, things will get better. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Not based on the track record. Not based on the track record. And you're correct. We lost our talisman player. We did not replace him. But then we sold Brennan Johnson. Didn't replace him. like I say, it to me, it's just there used to be a football club there somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
They knocked it down when they done them up White Hart Lane and forgot about football.
No.
Right. The best way, the way I look at it, is this, right? Kane and Son tapered over, as you can see now, what were so many cracks.
Yeah.
Now they're gone. The owners have got egg on their face because they've not replaced them, and it is showing massively.
Yeah, they did. They bought that little Korean defender.
Oh no! Don't forget. Oh, here's another one they forgot. Yang. Yang. He currently can't get a game at Coventry or QPR. So
he was supposed to be the next best defender. Well. Yeah, Takai.
Yeah. He's had a busted toe since he's been here, or whatever it is, something like that.
What a waste! It was just the thing. Oh, we get another Korean in. So we keep the Korean supporters.
I actually think, right, this is what I actually think, what they should do. I think if miracle we stay up this year, right, I think the owners need to sit there and look at themselves and go, right, we've tried this our way this year. It ain't worked. We've got out of jail. Let's go and hire some people who actually know what they're doing, how to organise.
No, I think they've got no choice.
We'll pay them what they want. We'll take a back seat, and we'll reap the rewards from it because the club's going to the club will progress.
They don't know what they're doing.
Exactly. The club will progress. We'll look like, oh, they're finally putting their hands in their pockets. Blah blah blah. They're finally doing what they should be doing, taking a back seat and letting footballing people take charge. They'll make more money. So it's win-win for them. So why don't they do it? They're just so...
They did. The scary thing is, Dave, they did, and they hired Vinay. Vinay was the guy they determined to be that guy. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
Right?
They got it wrong. Let's be real. Be honest, they got it wrong, didn't they? They got it wrong.
They did. And that's why I think what Guy was saying is when they go down... They will be focused. If we go down, I think when you were saying about Harry Kane and Son papered over cracks, what it did is allowed Enoch not to have to care about the club because Harry Kane and Son kept the money rolling over, right? So Enoch didn't have to pay attention. Now they'll have to look at it. But like you said, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you, Dave. I'm saying they have to look at it and find somebody who's going to come in and fix the problem. My concern is they did that this past summer, and Vinay was the guy they identified. So when they do it now, when we go down to the championship, why would we think that they have any ability to identify someone who will do the? Do you know what I mean? So you're right. Yeah. They're going to have to do it, Dave. You're right. I think what should concern us is when they did it last time, Vinay was the guy that they identified. When they did it last time, Thomas Frank, like him or hate him, think it's his fault or not, he was the guy they identified. And I don't have any reason why I think when we go to the championship, their decision-making will now magically become better.
Can I just say, I completely agree with all of this. And like it or not, when you look at, if you put Tell to one side, right? Most of the transfer activity we've had in the last 12 months has also been progressive. It's also, you can also see that they're trying to do the right thing. They just catastrophically get it wrong again and again and again. So getting it wrong does not mean you're not trying to do it, right? Right. And I see them trying to do so many things right, but yet they get it all wrong, which is why I look at these people who say, "Are we going to have to get it right if we go down?" I'm like, why?
You can't trust them to get it right, Ray.
Why?
You can't trust them to get it right because they ain't got it right for 2 years, man.
And another thing I think they need to actually start doing, getting some more old legends just around the club, just around the atmosphere. Create a bit like...
They did that, but they let go of Jermaine Defoe, mate. We had that with Jermaine Defoe. They let him go. He was a one-on-one feature.
I'm talking, that's true. But I'm talking like we've already got Mabbott around the club, and let's be honest, I think we can all agree he's probably the best captain we've ever had. guys.
Right.
He's
we've got Ledley King as ambassador.
phenomenal. Ledley King's ambassador, right? What Hoddle just does paneling for TNT every now and then.
Yeah.
You're telling me they can't just invite him down for one, like every now and then, just to walk around the training ground, like chatting with the players. Imagine what buzz it will have. Like, just if he sat there and just told him a couple of stories and stuff like that.
Trouble is, Dave, a lot of the youngsters would never heard of him.
Well, then they need excommunicating out of this club, because the first thing you should do.
We know that, but
exactly.
Can you imagine people, say the foreign lads, Romero? Well, not so much Van der Ven because he's Dutch, you know, and Hoddle was like, you know what I mean? Hoddle was, especially what he did to in the UEFA Cup and that. You know, I mean, a South American lad wouldn't have a clue Glenn Hoddle is.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Well, it's not embarrassing. It's just the way it is. I'm saying it the way it is.
He's a Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Do you know what? He doesn't know who Hoddle is. They're not Spurs fans. They're Spurs employees. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't know the history of the club. They don't. They might know the Premier League history of the club, but football existed long before the Premier League did. But they're not interested. They wouldn't care if Hoddle walked in. They wouldn't care if Jimmy Green's rest his soul was there. You know, they don't care.
They probably think he was the old janitor or something. The old janitor knocking about, going to go and fix toilets.
Ask me this one then. Yeah. You don't think a player who doesn't sign for Real Madrid, who doesn't know who like Raul is and stuff like that, a younger and a generational talent?
Yeah, but Raul was only a few years ago. You're talking Glenn Hoddle.
Oh no, I'll go back to Stefano. Do you know what I mean? The geezer's plastered all over the place, the Bernabeu. I've been there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Hoddle's not plastered all over that stadium, is he?
Yeah. No,
he's
that's the problem, isn't it?
He should be. He's the best player to ever play for the club.
They should have a statue of Hoddle outside.
There you go. Therein lies the problem, right?
Well,
you go in that stadium and you are disconnected from our history massively, aren't you?
No, do you know what, Joe? I 100% agree with that. It is like a blank canvas when you walk around. Do you know what I mean?
When you go there.
In the inside of the bars, they have loads of posters and stuff from the.
How many times have the Spurs players stood at the bar?
Yeah. Oh, God knows. They would never have that.
Right. Guy, is the cockerel on the seat?
Yeah.
No, of course it's not.
No.
Because why would they have the cockerel on the seat if they've got NFL games, mate?
There you are, isn't it?
I think
another disconnect. Isn't it? It is, though, isn't it? I know it's a simple, slightest thing to a fan like me, right, who hadn't been to a Spurs game for 25 years because of these bastards.
Yeah, you were shocked, innit?
Right, I walked in there, and the first thing I did when I got to my seat was look on it to see where the cockerel was.
There's nothing.
Right, and there's nothing. And that's what I'm saying to a fan like me, yeah, one of the older generation, that's a disconnect to me, straight away. Do you know what I mean? I think it's wrong, mate. And this is where, when we talk about these things and we say, look, hang on a minute, you lot up there, we're a football club first and foremost. No, we fucking ain't.
No, we're not. We're an entertainment brand.
No, we ain't.
There's certainly a lot of PR things they could have done. Like that's a very simple solution for them. They've really bungled up some of those PR things that could have been a simple solution to get them some goodwill. And I don't know that one. I don't think anyone can or does defend how they don't do something simple like that. Right? It's a simple move that makes fans feel better, and it doesn't really do any damage to them. I being a North American, I don't think any fan is going to go to an NFL game there and be put off because there's a Spurs symbol on their seat, right? Like you're not turning off any NFL fees there. It's just, but just going back to like Glenn Hoddle, what I would say is I don't even necessarily want Hoddle working with the players. We saw him manage. He wasn't very good at it. I think what what you want and what you saw if you saw the Newcastle documentary, which their owners did a really good job of coming in and saying, we don't understand football. We're rich. If you watch it, they say we are rich. We don't understand football. What we can do is provide football people with the opportunity to succeed. So Glenn Hoddle doesn't necessarily, I don't want Glenn Hoddle as our CEO necessarily. No. I don't want him as our DOF. I don't want him as our manager. What I do want him to come in is when Charrington's making a decision, he says to Glenn Hoddle, what do successful football teams need? What do we need to do? So when you're looking at Vinay Venkatesham, somebody says to him, he's a PR man. He was at Arsenal, yes, and Arsenal have taken steps. So great, but he didn't have anything to do with the football perspective, right? So Glenn Hoddle, Mabbitt, Ledley King can tell these business people, these are what you need to look for. These are things that make sense. And I don't think we have anybody at that club that kind of tells us that. Now, we still might make a mistake, right? You can hire somebody who was really good at one other club and come in here and make a poor decision. But I think what Hoddle, Mabbitt, those kind of guys can say is, this is what we need to look for. And they can help the business people make those decisions, like we saw with Dan Ashworth, with Amanda, why can't I think of her name? Stavely, right? Like you watch that video, those people went in and said to Eddie Howe, what do you need? How can we help you? And we don't have anybody, I think, in their club that can kind of be the bridge between the business people and the football people. And I think that's where Hoddle, where Mabbitt, those kind of guys could really do that. They could be the bridge between the business people and the football people that we really want to make the decisions.
Fair play.
Having them around.
Agree with you.
Yeah,
I do.
Having people like them around, icons of the club, will just remind a few of these people there, especially the players, who they play for. Do you know what I mean? It's not just. Do you know what I mean? It's not a stopgap. You're playing for Tottenham Hotspur. This club has got good history. We've had some of the.
Isn't it? It's what they were saying last night. Nostalgia. The players that actually cared for the club.
Well, just quickly, I must say, gents, last night that show was, for me, it was therapy. It was beautiful.
It was meant to be.
I needed that. I actually really needed that, and I feel like at one point I was watching the fucking Green Mile. Bought a massive lump in your throat that day.
I know, man.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Wow.
I know. It was it was a proper show last night, and we plan to do more of them. You know, with
I missed it. I got the first half, but then I missed the last bit.
Well, we done about 3 hours on the memories of Ellie and Brian and Nige and all of us really, but mainly those three. And then we did about an hour and a half on Enoch. We got into that subject, so we spoke about that for about an hour and a half.
It was someone in the chat disrupted the stream.
Yeah, and then the last 30 minutes, we went back to having memories again. Now, we have spoken a lot about Enoch tonight. Listen, nothing's going to change while they're still here. And it's not. They'll do the bare minimum. We know what they're going to do. Should they do the bare minimum? No, we know they shouldn't, but it is what it is, right? We've been going for 2.5 hours. Now, what I will say to everyone before you disappear, we are not ending this stream talking about Enoch. I've made this pledge to myself, and even if it takes us another 15 minutes till the end of the show, we're going to finish it on one memory from each panel member. And I know they don't know nothing that I was going to say anything about this, but before anyone disappears, stay with us, right? We'll start with Dave and work our way round to Joey and Scott and Rain and to Guy and to Biker. Yeah, and so just bear with us for 15 minutes. And just
Cookie.
Yeah.
Can we start with Rain? I don't know if you saw the private chat. He's got to go, so I don't know if you have access
we'll start
to the
with
private
Rain
chat.
then. Sorry, Rain, my eyes didn't go that way. We can start with you, but Rain, I just want you to give us one memory that might just flash across you every now and again from your childhood, whatever it is, just maybe in a minute or two. Yeah, just spit it out for us with the passion of a Tottenham fan, so these people in the chat can just connect with you and have a memory, maybe their self, of something that puts a smile on their face.
So I grew up watching non-league football because I watched my local team, and I'm a Spurs fan because of my one of my best mates who was my cousin who lived in some of my cousins lived in Tottenham, and he was my best mate, and he kind of sucked me in. And then one of my mates at school, when I was later on in junior school, made me sign a contract. There's a whole story there, the kind of thing that 9-year-olds do, right? And I've never forgotten the little git. So I grew up watching non-league football, like up until early teens. Then I went off to uni and stuff, and I came back, and that's when I started going to White Hart Lane when I could. So that was sort of mid to late 90s, right? So 96, 97, 98. And one game that really sticks out for me, I was up in the East Stand. One of my mates was behind one of the posts. Do you remember the stanchions?
Yeah.
He was behind one of the stanchions. He was absolutely livid. And it was when we beat Manchester United 3-1 in the League Cup. And David Ginola, we were in line with David Ginola doing his jinky little run into their box, and the whole stadium just was absolutely electric. That game, it was absolutely that's really what got me hooked on going to Tottenham. That game, because I'd been to Tottenham games before, but as a kid. But that was, I was in my early 20s, and been with a few mates, and I would say that 3-1 game, Chris Armstrong was playing for us at the time, who I loved, guy who always put in huge amount of effort. But David Ginola on that left-hand side, on our side, right? It was absolutely dynamite, that game was, and the stadium was rocking.
And you got to answer this from Ellie as well. Which non-league club did you follow?
Hayes Football Club.
No,
he was Hayes in Kent.
Oh, all right.
This was Hayes in Middlesex. I did see Les Ferdinand play in the 80s as a kid, and another player who I saw in my late teens, you might remember, was Jason Roberts. He played for us for about half a season. He was one of those players, right? Who I'd come back. I think I might have been at university, and I come back and I went and watched, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" It's a youngster we've got called Jason Roberts. He's too good for us. And he went, "Yeah, he is." And he wasn't with us very long. And Hayes Football Club, Hayes Football Club is now a housing estate.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. And there you go. And that's Rain's memory. Rain, I know you've got to jump, mate. Thanks very much.
See you later, Rain. Take it easy, my man.
We'll speak soon, mate. And you're welcome
Speak again,
anytime, mate. You take care. Cheers, Rain. Who wants to go next then? We'll do it like that. Forget me and Mark for a minute. Who wants to go next? Guy, just give us a memory. Go on, mate.
No, my favourite memory was first ever going to White Hart Lane in '94 when we spanked West Ham, mate. It was an incredible game. It was my first ever Spurs game. I remember working 3 jobs during that time. So on the weekends, so during the week I was doing a double paper round, and on the weekend I was working for like a little kind of like internet cafe thing, and I saved up enough money to go and watch them. And I make no bones about this. I hate West Ham. Don't hate their fans, but I hate that club. And I bought a ticket from a dodgy dude outside the stadium, and went in. Yeah, I went in and I had one of the greatest games of my life. Now, do you want me to tell you exactly how we played? No, I can't remember it because it was 1994 and that was so long ago. I just remember we spanked the hell out of them. It was the first time like I actually got drunk at a stadium, and I met so many great people. And I remember because at the time I lived again in Southeast London, so I had to stagger all the way up, and back then travel wasn't as good as it is now. I remember staggering all the way up to the tube station, sitting down, going, I'm going to be sick. I threw up in the road, and a load of Spurs fans came up to me and looked after me the entire night. And I ended up getting into a pub as well. Back then it was easier to get so, and I had a really good night. And that was it, mate. That was my first ever memory of White Hart Lane, and I'll cherish it forever, mate. It was one of the greatest moments of my life.
There
and I've never looked back.
Fair play, guy. Nice one. Who wants to go next? Scotty?
I'll happily go, but someone else can go.
Go on, Joe.
Go on, Joe.
So, okay. I'm going to probably share too much now. I inherited Spurs from my dad. My dad was a bastard. And when I say a bastard, he was a bastard, okay? My relationship with my dad was never good, and it came to more than blows when I was about 13, 14. Anyway, the only good thing he ever done, although I do doubt that sometimes now, is he gave me Spurs, and it's in my blood. And for all his faults, he took me to my first game, which was 76. Shows how old I am now. And we lost to Bristol City. Can't remember the scorer. Can't remember really much else. I just know we lost. But I've said it here before. I walked into this stadium with all these men and kids cheering, and it was a thing of wonder to me. But if I had to pick of all of my positive memories, it would be the 81 Cup final replay. I think I don't think I've ever felt like that since. When we won that game, when Vida scored, and there was just this overwhelming sense of joy from a massive amount of people that I was in the middle of, and I was probably 10, because that would have been May. So yeah, I wouldn't have been 11 till the August. I was 10, and I never ever experienced an overwhelming feeling like that since. I mean, I know I was only a kid and I cried my eyes out with joy and stuff like that, but for me, that summed up Tottenham. That was glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. And that's the one. If I died tomorrow with that in my head, I'd be quite happy.
Fair play, mate. Fair play, Joe. And they are the sort of tales, I've got to tell you, and I say tales and stories, but it's real life.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, and like I said, I've said on many streams before, ENIC might be the people that have run this club for the last 26 years, yeah? But we're the ones that have supported this club and have more memories than they will ever have.
That's right.
Of Tottenham Hotspur. And this is why now this is going to become a regular thing, by the way, however many people are on the panel, because I think that we need in some way, shape or form to finish streams on a positive note, because, you know, we sit here and we slag them off and they're due it. Don't get me wrong. Every bit of slagging off they get, they're due it. All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting what's going on. And I've just felt over, especially after last night's show, which was something to behold. I've got to tell you, it brought back so many memories for me that, like I say, might not necessarily be at the front of your head, but someone will say something and it'll remind you of something that that went on in your life to do with Tottenham Hotspur, and it's. I just think it's something we should do at the moment. So, who wants to go next? Cheers, Joe. We appreciate that, mate.
Well, I'll go. We're just doing a general positive feeling. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, if you've got something that you can remember, Scott, or something.
I have been to the stadium, and I'll save that one. But now that you're bringing it up, the one that immediately popped to mind is what you have on the screen right now. Just thinking about a positive memory was that Harry Kane goal with his mask. I was watching it again the other day, and it was everything about it, right? It was the goal is just quality goal. But it was the time when I really felt Spurs, like I didn't think we were going to win everything, but there wasn't a team in the world that I didn't think we could go out and beat every single game. And we didn't win. And I know that's a big issue in our fan base. Well, Poch didn't win anything. That team didn't win anything. But that team filled me with so much joy. Every week I was so pumped up. I wanted to watch Spurs all the time compared to now. And what I think is that's where I think we can get back to. We're never going to be able to match, well, as long as what they're doing now. City, for the money that they spend, for everything they have. Liverpool has all their history and will always be able to be, and Manchester United, they will always be big clubs based on that. And we might not be able to match them toe for toe year after year after year. But for me, there's no reason we can't get back to that feeling I had when Harry Kane scored that goal. Is a club that can compete with them every week. We feel like we can compete with them. And that's what I want to get back to. That feeling where I'm excited every week to watch Spurs, where we're going into a match and I'm not having to say we're going to lose 2-0. And what an amazing goal it was. What an amazing team. And it just highlighted everything I think it is to be a sports fan, is that feeling where you can't even control your reaction to it. It's just naturally so positive, and it just takes you right out of your seat. And what a time it was. It was really a time where I wasn't quite as young as some of the other stories that they were. I must have been in my 30s there, but I still acted like when Joey was talking about being a young kid and bawling, I was a 30-year-old and coming close to bawling at that time. So that shows you that we still have memories. We still can have our club bring us memories that even in our age here, that we can still have those kind of feelings, whether it's when Joey was a young kid or myself in my 30s, or even for Cookie. I still think he's got time to see some of those moments where he can have those feelings too. So.
Man, I had those feelings last night, Scott. I'll tell you, I don't mind admitting you, as a 57-year-old geezer, I was sitting here listening to some of the stuff that people were saying last night, and I had tears rolling down my face, mate.
Yeah. Can I just say on the show you did last night, and I did put in the chat, it's not my cup of tea, because some of my memories are great and some of my memories not so great, and a lot of it revolves around Tottenham. So it's not my bag, so to speak. But I think it is very good that you do it. Do you know what? For younger fans who haven't got a Scooby, what's going on? Yeah, they don't know how good we used to be. Yeah, they might see YouTube clips and do their reading and stuff. But for them to hear those memories, it also gives them a little bit of hope, because yes, it's dark days now, and it could only get darker, but it gives them a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and I think that's really important nowadays.
We were once a football club.
Yeah, we were. And hopefully, Rowley, as fans, we can only hope that we get back to being what we were once, mate. And whatever that level is, it's got to be better than it is now. Dave and Rowley, you haven't said anything yet, so whoever of you wants to go first for a couple of minutes.
Do you want to go, Dave, or do you want me to go? It's up to you.
Go on, mate, you go.
Right. How I remember being a Spurs fan. I grew up in a place called Luton Town, and all my mum's family were Luton supporters. And my granddad, years ago, he used to live in Islington. And all his brothers were Spurs fans. He come out of the army to wind his brothers up. He'd be a Spurs supporter. So my first memories of being a Spurs supporter was sitting with my granddad. Right, we'd go to the seafood thing outside the pub, and we'd go and get some winkles, right? And we get a big doorstep bit of bread, and we'd sit in the kitchen, and we'd just listen to the wireless. That's what you used to call it, the wireless, if you remember, years ago. And it would take us to make a sandwich with this doorstep bit of bread and get a little winkle on a needle. You ever done that?
No, I haven't, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you put one on there, and it takes you about 45 minutes just to make a bloody sandwich. You know what I mean? And we'd be sitting there, at the wireless, listening to, I think it must have been Gilzine and people like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were bloody good, and on the wireless, it was so exciting. It was so exciting. And my first match, I went. It was we were playing Luton at home, and my mum's family took us to White Hart Lane, and we all went up in a minibus. And we got to the turnstiles, and the copper went to me, "You ain't going in there, son." I said, "What do you mean?" I must have been about 8 or 10. Do you know what I mean? I was a young kid.
Yeah.
And they went, "You can't go in there." I said, "Why not?" They said, "You've got a Tottenham top on. You're going in the Luton end. You must be mad." So I said, "Well," I've got nothing. I'm 8 years old. They ain't going to touch me. You're not going in," the copper said. So I said, "Well, right, I'll take my top off." And I took my top off. I had a bloody Spurs shirt underneath, didn't I? So he went, you ain't going in. We're not letting you in. I said, "Well, I can't sit outside being an 8-year-old. And they went, "Well, you're going to have to do something." And one of my family run back to the car, and they had one of them old kegel things.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how I got in. But I can't remember the score or anything. But that was my first memory going into White Hart Lane. It was an away match at Luton.
There you go.
Amazing. But
there you go.
And the roar of White Hart Lane, it was just amazing. The atmosphere. And I went to Luton. I've been to like Kenilworth Road. It's a shed, isn't it? Have you ever been to Kenilworth Road?
Yeah, many times.
Oh my God. They've got about 3 stands, haven't they?
It's
a couple of garden sheds.
Yeah, it's not the best place in the world. Yeah, go on.
The atmosphere, it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck, I tell you. And I thought, this is my home, this is my church. I'm going to worship here. And that's how it was. I was Spurs through and through ever since.
Big up, man. Big up. Big up. Fair play to you, Rowley. Fair play, mate. Great stories, great memories. Dave, we'll finish off with you, mate. You give us one of your memories that's at the forefront of your mind that you think about regularly, that puts a smile on your face, mate.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Right. The euphoria and buzz and sheer deafness of when Gazza's free kick hit the back of the net in the FA Cup. Yeah. That place went batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely mental. Mental. There's got another couple, but I'll make them short and quick because we've got to wrap up. I wasn't there. I'm not saying I was. It was at the San Siro. Gareth Bale's hat trick against Inter Milan.
Yeah,
that was to me just watching a star being born.
That was hello world. I'm here.
Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was unbelievable. But I think
actually for Macon, wasn't it?
That's it.
And yeah,
no, that was the home game. That was the home game.
It was both games.
Both games. He ran him ragged.
The San Siro was the hat trick. The second one, when we beat him at our ground, was when he done the exact same thing again, but he squared it to Pavlyuchenko, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
that was the taxi for my combat.
Oh God, sent him for a hot dog 3 times.
Yeah.
The last one was, and it's the only time I've actually sat there and watched Spurs and I've actually shared tears, was the Champions League semi-final when that full-time whistle went, Pochettino on his hands and knees, crying his eyes out. And that's do you know what I mean? That hit me so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and I watched that, and I watched it over again. I go, that's what, even if we can get close to that moment again. It was just one of the best moments of my life, being in a Champions League. Who would have thought Spurs in a Champions League final? We got written off from the group stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we overcome every hurdle. And just seeing him on his hands and knees, crying his eyes out. I was with him the same. I was on my lounge floor, my hands and knees. I was crying as well. My ex-partner at the time, she was like, "What are you fucking doing? It's just a game." I went, "No, it ain't." I feel like I'm taking a name off the Tennessee agreements. Do you know what I'm saying that? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, it's more than a game. It's life. It's what I've grown up with from a boy. Do you know what I mean? Football is a massive part of my life, and that is a moment I will never forget for the rest of my life, because I love Poch so much. He was passionate. He knew the Spurs way. He knew what it meant to be a manager of being a manager of this club. He knew what it meant to be. He felt it. He got us as a fan base. He got us, didn't he?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and
he definitely did though. Yeah,
and just seeing him on his hands and knees crying, and I was just like that. I was like, that's a man. That's a leader of men. I can follow that. Do you know what I mean? Very passionate. So yeah, they're my three. That's actually one, but I could sit all night and talk about this.
Go on.
That's why I think that Poch will never come back. Why Enoch are in charge, because he didn't get the backing, and he will never come back until they're gone. I'm telling you now. That's what I think anyway.
I think it'd be mad too, but there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, we're going to wrap the show up now. Before you all go, I'll get my plug in first. Fab 3 in the morning. The weekend match day show will be at 9:30 in the morning. The sheriff is not about. I don't believe he's out and about. So it'll be me, Nige, and maybe someone else, but maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, that's the Fab 3 tomorrow morning at 9:30. We just go round. I know Mark will probably want to say something before we go, so I'll come to you last, Mark.
Yeah, that's right.
Dave, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it, as usual. And Joey, always, forthright opinions and respectful, I've got to say, in his answers with Rowley today. The pair of them disagreed.
Fair enough.
And,
respect to you, Joey, mate.
Fair play, mate. And that's what it's all about, I think. And Scott M, as always, your opinions as well. A lot of people
agreed the same, it'd be boring, wouldn't it?
That's it, mate. And Scott, brilliant guy. Thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all the memories from all of you again today. And I think it was great to finish on that note. Guy's got a new channel coming out. Guy from the Lane. Got video tomorrow.
Videos up.
Yeah, video.
Yeah, there'll be a video tomorrow. There'll be a little kind of, I call it calm before kickoff, because I don't like to get too crazy. Like I say, I count myself more of a match going fan than like a YouTuber, so I don't really stream that often. But on Sunday, I'll be on Ricky Villa TV. I'll probably be doing a watch along with Spurs Asian TV. Scott might come along. You never know. He sometimes turns up. But yeah, go sub to Guy from the Lane and those channels. But yeah, like I say, I tend to just do my videos when I'm out training or doing my jog, really. That's how I find time.
Doing your jog.
Look out for them from Guy. Obviously, Rowley's got his channel. Are you rolling yet, Rowley, or not?
No. I'm trying to look at doing an hour or so tomorrow sometime.
Okay.
And then we'll sort of go from there, yeah.
All right, mate. So look out for Biker tomorrow, Biker Yid. Look out for him. Get over, give him a sub, stick your bell on, and give him a bit of support at the end of the day. All of you, thanks very much for coming on tonight. Been a fantastic show. As always.
Thank you, panel.
Like and sub to everyone. We'll do another fan calling show after the Brighton game at some stage.
Monday, I was back, mate, isn't
it? There you go. We'll come to Mark for his last word. I don't know if he's got anything to say.
Yeah, only that
go on,
we'll
mate.
be back for a watch along, won't we?
Yeah, we'll be back in the morning, 9:30.
Well, we're
and then
9:30 for the pre-match. Well,
yeah, and
Fab
about
whatever
5
it is.
o'clock for the watch
5
along.
o'clock for
tomorrow
the
afternoon.
5 o'clock for
Yeah.
the watch along. I will
So,
be
yeah.
on that as well, mate.
And there you go. So, like I always say, there's lots of channels doing watch-alongs. Even if you're not staying, just pop in, say hello, leave a like, leave a comment, and we really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone for watching tonight. As usual, brilliant in the chat. Make sure you stick with us. We're back in the morning at 9:30 for the weekend match day show. We'll see you then. We'll see all of you soon. Thanks to the panel once again. And
Thank
as
you, Jack.
always,
Cheers.
the last
Thank you, Jack.
word will be,
and good.
Come on.
Come on, you Spurs.
Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Show.